Ni Elira.
Hello, Kokiro. How are you?
Good. I mean, I saw you. Our last live was what,
Well,
yesterday?
you
So
saw me
yeah, I
a
saw you like 2 minutes.
minute ago.
Yeah, 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, but
Um,
our last live stream was long time ago.
yeah, we might as well be dead.
But we're not.
Dead in the water,
But we're not dead.
forgotten,
We are.
irrelevant.
What are we? We're not
Irrelevant.
dead. We are.
Out of
No, what-
time and place.
No, what are we?
Engaged.
We are engaged.
Ooh,
How are you?
Good. I feel happy, but the same.
Happy about the same?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Well, I
that's a
hope you
terrible
don't-
take on the engagement.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no,
it
no.
sounds like
I mean,
you're
all the good
choosing a
parts.
bread for breakfast. It's like
What?
I'm fine. It's fine, but the same. It's like I could get whatever.
You know, I
and-
actually love bread for breakfast, so that's not
Well-
really a bad. I mean, that's probably the worst
But would
simile
you
that
marry
you could have.
any bread for breakfast? No.
I mean, if you
Any?
want a divorce right now, we are engaged,
Well,
but if
well, we can't
I would
divorce
leave you
right
for
now.
bread. I have no qualms about leaving you for bread.
Which bread? Because I would leave you for bread too.
I mean, I don't want to.
I'm joking.
I don't want to say, but any bread.
Any bread?
I think so.
Oh, that
yeah,
was
yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
An old bread.
I mean, if I reached a planet that was made of if I was made of bread, I would be like Galactus. I would swallow the
If
planet.
you were made of bread, I
The planet, yeah.
wouldn't have a.
I would be like a praying mantis.
Partner.
Oh, I ate my bride.
No, Chile will eat you.
Yeah.
So
I would be I would have a harem of breads.
I think we're
Breaded-
starting with the left foot. So
I think we're
maybe
starting the
keep-
way we always start.
Yeah.
You know, I love you. I'm gonna marry you. But if you were bread, I'm gonna leave you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. I know you would,
No, that was my statement.
but I wouldn't.
I thought that was I wrote this on a piece of paper, so that's what we were gonna read at the notary's
That's your
office.
vow.
That's my vow. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll only leave you for a sentient bread.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, long time no see.
Level-headed.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, it's been quite a bit of time, and I would say nothing really planned. I mean, we didn't plan on like stopping.
No.
It was more of life, I think. Just
Well, it wasn't stopping, because we were
No.
doing the shorts.
Yeah, I mean,
and
yeah,
you
but-
were uploading things on Instagram.
yes,
So
yes, but stopping like this format, which we really actually, because I was thinking about this today, which we really enjoy. I think that what happened probably in the second semester of this year, and we've discussed this quite a bit, but is that we kind of fell into this cadence that you've kind of also described it as. I was like 2 weeks, out of somewhere. I was out just visiting like a bread planet,
the world, yeah.
teaching a workshop at a bread planet. No, but I was teaching a workshop. Then I would come back, and I would be
2
a couple
weeks
of weeks here,
I
and
would
then I
say
would
2.
leave. Yeah, so it was
'Cause
like
there
2
was a
2 weeks
moment,
out.
Yeah, when it was like 2 and 2.
Yeah,
2 and 2. And also, it's like with the hour changes and everything. I
Yeah.
don't know how you did it, because
no, so that kind of inconsistency for us, because I think we are a couple that thrives on understanding like our rhythms, I guess. And we've always been, super conscious of our company and how much we can rely upon our company, I guess. And this last semester was super weird because it just seemed like I was almost like hopscotching, like bouncing from one place to another, then back to another place, then back to another place, then back home, then back to another place. And and this is like super. I mean, even though we are used to just having those gaps, it started to be very strange, like super strange, and it also started to give me the feeling that I was just like exhausted, and not exhausted because of work, like not because it was oh my god, like I'm doing too many of these workshops, but it was just
like the schedule. It
yeah,
was,
just a sense of like not having like a ground, I would say. was really difficult for me to deal with. I didn't know this when I was feeling very tired, but we've talked about it, and we kind of recognized that that's what was happening. Like that it was just too much bouncing around, like too much traveling, and then very little time to sort of say, okay, I'm back home.
Because also I would say, I'm sorry to step in, but
No.
I would say that the times you were here,
Yeah.
it was like an in between other traveling, so it wasn't like how it is when you are here normally.
Right.
Because we wouldn't have the time to work as we do, or
Yeah.
to do the things that we do all the time.
Yeah.
You were just like unpacking things from the other trip
Yeah.
and planning everything for the next one.
Yeah.
So it was like home felt for you. I'm talking for you, but in my
don't
case,
worry. No, you can speak for me.
our home felt like an in between for you.
Yeah.
Which is very weird. But
Yes, because I'm usually a very, I love my home, and I love returning back home. And when that starts to feel like, I don't know, like it's just a temporary
it's like a
space.
pit stop. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
Pete's stop. Yeah,
Pete's?
I don't know, the stop where you meet Pete, I guess. No, but I know, it's terrible. Yeah, but it started to feel weird. I was telling you how, like, just going back to the airport and then going back, and a lot of the trips that I was going to, that I was that I had planned for workshops, were also like, multi-hour long trips. So a lot of them across the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really weird just feeling like, oh my God, I just stepped out of an airplane and I have to step back into an airplane. And I felt it like that. Like I would go back to the airport and I was like, holy shit, I just did this like yesterday. And then it was go back to an airplane and stay there for like 10 hours or 11 hours or 9 hours. And then, 10 days would go by and then, okay, then go back. And it just felt super strange. Like, I don't know. I'm always like high energy. So those things don't deter me from wanting to do workshops. And they don't at all have like a significant effect on how I perform on the workshops. Like I'm always like super on when I do workshops. But for some reason I would come back and I would start telling you like, I'm fucking exhausted. Like
I think that's the reason why, because you are 1,000% in the workshops.
Yeah.
So when you come back, it's like you're like decompressing.
Yeah.
Of all the time you were teaching and all the things that you were doing and all the traveling. So that's why I was saying it was like an in between, because it was like you trying to recharge.
Yeah.
For the next workshop. So it was very weird. And also you were traveling, but you were not traveling. I mean, you went to the workshop, you gave the workshops, but in many of those workshops, you were not able to go and like visit the place you were in. So it wasn't like even traveling, but it was like the airplane was your commute.
Yeah.
So
I think, I don't know if we talked about this, but after it, I felt super weird in the, after the Paris workshop, because I don't know if we talked this in a live video, that I hadn't gone back to Paris in over 15 years. Like, so it was super cool for me to go back. It was really interesting. And before the workshop, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to go to the Musée d'Orsay. I'm going to go to the Louvre. I so want to see a bunch of these paintings. And the last day was the chance that I had to go to the Louvre. And I went to the Louvre, and I told you, like, I had, like, in my brain, I had planned this visit, and I wanted to do so much. And I mean, it's an enormous museum, but I was like, yes, I'm going to go and visit my favorites, and I'm going to, go back and see these, like, quintessential works of art that are over there. And when I started walking through the museum, I was like, okay, this is too much. I'm exhausted. I'm like literally exhausted.
When you were trying to get in, that there was a
Oh,
line.
it was, I mean,
And I
yeah,
remember
first
you
of all, it was
texted
just,
me like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it.
yeah.
And
which-
I wrote back to you like, no, go ahead. I mean, when are you going back to Paris? It's not like you can go so often.
yeah.
And you went in, but you were super tired.
Yeah, I
Super,
was
super
like,
tired.
at some point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go see the paintings that I want to see. Like, I had an idea sort of where they were. Because not much, well, some things have changed, but not much has changed in the general sort of architecture of the Louvre. So,
And you're lucky enough that you've been there before.
yeah.
So
I
it's
think
not
prior
like-
to that, I've been there maybe 4 times.
Because
So-
if it was your first time,
oh, no,
even if you
forget
were
it.
tired,
yeah,
you would
I
just
would have
like
dragged my ass and then seen everything I wanted to see.
exactly. But
Yeah, so, but it's the first time in ever, I think, in my life. I was going to say in a long time, but no, this has ever happened in my life that I was like, you know what? I'm good. Like, I'm just too tired. I'm too tired. My brain is too tired. And I just wanted to see what I wanted to see. And I had that feeling of feeling very guilty of not going through the whole museum or not seeking like certain works of art that I should, that quote unquote you should seek when you're going to a museum. Because you're, what you were saying, I was thinking like, oh, maybe this is the last time in my life that I'm ever going to be here. Like I shouldn't like waste this opportunity, and it's a wonderful opportunity. So I felt very strange, like kind of guilt driven. But then I answered to my body and my mind, and I was like, no, I'm good. I saw the paintings that I wanted to see. I think we did talk about this a little bit, but crushed my heart when I saw the Raft of the Medusa, that it was in really, really bad shape. I mean, I had seen it 16 years ago or maybe a bit more than that. And it was in better shape than what I saw right now. Like my memory of it, and I trust my memory. My memory of it was entirely different from what I saw today. And the painting is just, from what I saw that day, I'm sorry. And the painting is just, it's just dying in front of my eyes. That's how I felt. Like, it's not this like slow death. It's just, I really felt that it was, it was right there and it was dying. And it felt so strange. It felt so weird. And maybe I was like, because I was tired, I was a little more sentimental to the fact that it just seemed like it was the last time I'm going to see this painting. But it just felt very, very weird. So it was almost like, you were visiting a friend that's like really sick. Because in terms of like its own structure, it's a very sickly painting. The way it was painted, there's no way. I mean,
well, even the way the characters in it were.
Oh yeah, no,
like the
yeah,
studies
it's a
of
painting
all of
about
it.
death.
It's about
It's everything
exactly.
everything is existential about that painting. But yeah, but the whole painting itself is just it was a very strange idea to paint with what is essentially like tar in that time, and it only happened. I mean, I've tried to remember. I'm trying to remember if I saw other examples in other schools during that kind of romanticism period of painting, if other people were doing it, but I can't think of other people that were painting like that. But it almost has like a Pinkham Rider feel to it, that painting, where it's just super sad because the painting is bubbling up and peeling off. But it's just a painting layer. So it's not a glazed, layer. It's not that varnish has bubbled up and darkened. If you were to remove all these areas that are like severely damaged, you're essentially removing paint, like a paint layer. So I don't know. The restoration would have to be so heavy on that painting. I mean, it might as well just be another painting entirely. But I have to think that they have considered the titanic task of trying to restore that painting, and at some point they will. And it's going to take years for sure. But I think it will require a lot of over painting, that they're going to have to literally peel off all the areas of the painting that are damaged, and then clean it up, and then very, very talented restorers, like they do in Russia, where there's super talented painters that restore. They're going to have to repaint the painting, and in that way, it's going to be the idea of the painting that survives. Not quite by Géricault's hand, but the idea of the painting will be the one that survives. But the object itself, this might as well be like Damien Hirst's shark. It's just the original one. It's just dying. It's just, you can tell that it's dying. So I think we'll do something about it.
When you were talking about that, about someone having to paint the painting, so it's not going to be the painting because it can't be restored.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because I had no idea about this, but I saw an article.
Yeah.
And they had like some clips about the dancer sculpture.
Yeah.
In New York, the one we just
saw.
Yeah,
Degas.
There's a lot of Degas dancer sculptures.
Yeah.
I've seen one in I was gonna say Chicago.
Art Institute. You could go with Art Institute.
Art Institute. No, I was gonna say it with the pronunciation.
I know.
I see that.
But to avoid it, you could go.
Jody Zita is here, so hey, Jody Zita. I'm gonna say it for her.
Yeah.
Chicago. In Chicago.
She's probably saying Chicago.
And I was seeing about the one in New York that they were changing, or they had just changed the skirt.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, changing. I mean, I thought they were gonna restore it.
Yeah.
And they were seeing that since the guy made it.
Yeah.
I mean, he first did the wax sculpture.
Yep.
And then after he passed, they did the bronze and whatever. But since that, I think the one in New York has had 4, counting this, different skirts.
4 skirts.
So they just change it. They just don't restore it. They change it.
Yeah.
And it's so, I don't know, it feels weird. It feels like it is the guy, but it has like someone else's.
Change of seasons, it changes their clothes.
Yeah, so you were saying how maybe people can experience it, but it's going to be maybe something different, quite different. And I was thinking about that sculpture, because I guess if there's people that have seen 2 or 3 different skirts, they could see how it changes, because they were not only changing how it looks because it was old or it was like disintegrating, because it was.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's silk. Is it probably? It's probably silk, right?
A kind of silk, yeah. But they were also talking about how this last one it had, the one they changed, was very short. So it didn't make sense with the time, like the period time.
Oh, okay.
So
that's actually super cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting. If you want, I could share the
Yeah,
article.
please. Yeah.
And they were talking about how they did a lot of studies about it, and they were trying to see how to age the
skirt. The
tutu. The tutu.
Yeah.
But also they were seeing how they can make it more time appropriate. Because maybe the last person that was assigned to do the skirt didn't think about that. So the one we saw had the new skirt.
Okay.
As I saw in the photos.
Oh,
it's
nice.
very interesting, because I was trying to look for the photos of
the 2023
Chicago
catalog
to see the different skirts and to see how it's
look
like
at
an
that.
interpretation of the restorer that's in charge of it.
Yeah, I guess it's all interpretation, right? Well, I'm sure there's like period time photographs of that sculpture, right?
they had some photos.
Yeah.
And they had some archives and description of how the skirts were.
Yeah.
But some of them, because there's like things that get lost and they can't access, for example, the first material it was made. I'm making this up, but there's things that can't be traced back. So. Yeah, I think I kind of think at some point it almost seems like the when you take an object and then you gift it to time, to future generations. I mean, that sounds very grandiose, but every work of art, I think every great work of art is sort of that. It's kind of like you gift it to these generations that are,
going to be completely unable to perceive it and to experience it the way it was contextually intended to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at some point, if you are the creative person behind a work of art, you kind of have to understand that all those variables are not going to be there when a stranger is looking at something hundreds of years into the future. So you kind of have to renounce authorship in that sense, like control. I mean, you're dead, so what control can you have? But it'd be nice if you could just say that the ideology behind it would be flexible enough so that other people could just make it their own throughout, time. So that's kind of nice, because I think we always pride ourselves into thinking like that we understand what the artists wanted, which is BS. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. Sometimes we think an artist made something for these super deep reasons, and artists are known to be super capricious. So it could have just been like the most superficial, whim, and they just did it. And they didn't leave a note behind saying like, hey, I was just feeling this today and this is why I did this, so please respect this till the end of time.
And there was even a discussion about the Degas sculpture, because he exhibited first as a wax, but they decided to make it a bronze. So if you think about it, that's not even how he wanted it
that's not even true
portrayed.
to his own intent.
So maybe you can see here the skirts. And the interesting thing.
Oh yeah, some of them are super full.
Yeah, there's a pink one.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been pinkish. Well, no, one is like
white.
Beige.
But the last one it's very interesting because they made it very long, which was never.
Is the one on the farther right the one that we saw?
So first this one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we saw?
Yeah.
I have a photo, but I haven't. So strange.
Yeah, because it says that they changed it in 2018. I thought it was.
Okay. Oh, okay. So maybe.
To
So maybe my closest memory is
was
that
this
one. Yeah, because I saw it.
saw
I saw it like a year and a half. 2 years ago in New York. So and then.
No, this one, because you went.
Which one?
After 2018.
Yeah.
And they changed to this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My closest memory would be
it's the
that.
long
So
one.
so I
Okay.
wouldn't have, made like a. It wouldn't have been strange for me, because it's not a piece that I look at a ton. I mean, I do remember her legs, and I do remember just feeling like it's amazing seeing her legs, because I love her. Just he had like an amazing way of turning the knee.
Yeah, but
Degas.
you can't see the knee now.
I know, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because if you had asked me about that sculpture, I would have told you, oh, her legs are incredible.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what position is that, first position or something. I don't know anything about ballet, but it's one of the positions.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that the way the front foot is just kind of turned,
Yeah.
and the way that the sort of little bulb of the knee kind of turns also, because he had that very particular way of sculpting legs and even drawing them. It was just that, and then he would just do like if this was the thigh, he would then do like a little bulb for the knee, like the knee would be here, but he was never super structured with that. It was just like more of like this little curvy. He was a very gestural sculptor. So it was more of like that curve, that beautiful curve, and then
like
the
S-shaped.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. And so you could kind of see the axis of that leg and how it turned as opposed to the other one. But I remember that. I remember these. So it'd be strange if the skirt was down here and it was covering that. It would be super weird.
And you know why I saw the article?
Mm.
Because I was intrigued. I was trying to compare the one I saw in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And this one, because I was remembering it a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so I just got into the rabbit hole of the restoration.
And when they decide to change one, do they decide in unison to change all the other ones?
No, I mean, the
this?
article doesn't say anything about that.
Okay. So,
This
or if
one
it's
was
just like
about-
the Met decided and then,
Well, this one
the
was
Art
about
Institute.
the restoration they did for the Met.
Okay.
piece they have. But
Okay.
so it's interesting because now
I wonder how the other places feel about it. Like,
no,
we're
and
not
now
going to do
there
it.
are even more singular pieces that they were
Oh,
before.
maybe. Yeah, if you want to see the long skirt, go to the New York. If you want to
Maybe.
see short skirt, go to Chicago. If you want to see the
That's
pink
we-
skirt,
yeah,
go to
but-
the d'Orsay.
Well, no, but
They're Pokemon now.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was very interesting.
that's really cool.
see.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't know this. Thank you for that bit of information.
You're welcome always.
Yeah. So, it's funny you mentioned Degas. Because of Jody, we were able to get in early to see the Manet and Degas show. So, Jody,
Jody
loads of...
was here, so
Oh, she was here, but
I don't know if she
I was
is.
going to say loads of love and thank
But
you for
if you're
for
here,
that.
Jodicita, we send you a big hug.
Yes.
We are very grateful.
Yes, of
with
course. Yes.
And we love the eggs and bacon.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
were
but we
saying
saw the
went
show.
it was amazing.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It was bigger than we
yeah,
thought.
yeah. I thought initially I was like, okay, this is going to be like just a anecdotal, show,
Mhm.
couple of pieces. Well, not a couple, but handful of pieces. No, it was a lot. It was a big ass show.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic parallels between Manet and Degas, showcasing both their strengths, I think, in beautiful ways. Very hard to sort of make up your mind and say like, oh, I'm totally this team. Even though we both figured that we were way more of a Degas fan than a Manet fan, it doesn't mean that you would just walk past the Manet paintings. They were fantastic.
And it's not like it's easy to decide. I
No,
mean, they
no.
are amazing.
No. There's
More than
they're both absolute
Degas'
geniuses.
sensibility.
Yeah.
In my case, it's more aligned to the things I like, and I think it's the same with you.
Yeah, which is kind of strange because me being painterly, Manet is
It's more
for sure
yeah.
the more painterly of the two. But still, I mean, the guy is like, I think he's just incredibly versatile. Just he had the ability to be expressive, but he also had the ability to be incredibly precious. So, yeah, that blows your mind when you see that range, that just amount of range without really sacrificing like the essence of himself as an artist. So, yeah, it was beautiful to see, like a really, I think it was a well curated show,
Yeah.
and it showcased like conversations between them, like visual conversations between the pieces that were really, really nice.
Visual what?
Yeah. They stole our idea.
No, but
Visual correspondences.
perfect.
So, no, it was super, super nice. So we saw that show and then we proceeded to walk through almost. I mean, no. We missed a bunch of the Met, but
No, but we did a
we did a
ton.
ton. Yeah, we.
I think
felt-
that day we did 26,000 steps.
Yeah.
So, not bad.
Not bad at all. No, we
No.
walked a lot and we saw a lot.
Yeah.
No, but that day was very nice. I was able to see a bunch of paintings that I'm always super happy and eager to see when I have the chance.
And I was happy to see them for the first time.
Yeah, and
'Cause I
that was
wasn't-
your first encounter with the Met and
Yes.
and a lot of these pieces. So that's super, super cool also.
Yes.
We also did the MoMA,
Yes.
which is different. I mean, it's not the sense of like the traditional museum, which I think I enjoyed, but I don't know. I still have my things about the MoMA that I don't kind of irk me in a very strange way.
But you're not only talking about the installation of the place, like the place itself.
Well, I don't
But
like
the-
the place. The place is like, I'm sure the place in terms of architecture and design and the way you can kind of, from certain vantage points, you can kind of see other galleries and all these like, sort of diagonals and all these like broken bits of space.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like these super cool compositions.
It's like the new idea of a museum. I would say,
that you
'cause it's-
stand and they want you to stand in those places and then look down and then see all these tangents and
Yeah.
people, and it's like, oh my god, I'm looking at at an image, at a kind of like contemporary composed image. It's super, super cool. So I'm guessing those things are wonderful. Those things, who could argue with that? That's probably like genius, in terms of how to do those things properly.
No, but I guess what you're saying.
I just don't like.
I like the more. I don't know. I mean, my favorite museum has been Sorolla's house.
Yeah.
And it's completely different to that. It's not a place that's thought to be a museum.
No.
But it just happened to be. And I think that's what you were telling me about the MoMA before. Like
yeah.
How it feels like the place was thought as a museum. And it has a great value because of that. But it's just a different experience.
Yeah. I'm not super. I don't know. I just love my galleries, like my traditional museum galleries. I love them. I love those big spaces. You sit in the middle, and you can. I don't know. There's something. There's something that feels right when you're looking at. And of course, it probably suits, all these like old master paintings a little bit better, than these huge like white cubes that are like fundamentally the contemporary exhibiting place for artworks nowadays. But there's something about like a traditional museum that I just think it's fantastic. And I just didn't like the way pre-20th century work was hanging, as opposed to the work that is like from the latter half of the 20th century.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
It's just it almost seems like pre-20th century work doesn't deserve space, doesn't deserve air, doesn't need air. It's like you're a painting. You can be right next to another painting and it's fine. And it's like, yeah, it's fine, but it's not. I mean, there's certain like paintings sometimes beg the need of like space and air and time, and it's very sad to feel how. I mean, it's not disrespectful if you just cram them all in, but it just, by comparison, if you look at the way, again, the latter half of the 20th century work is hanging, it just seems like they acknowledge that a work needs space and needs to, sort of, I mean, it doesn't need to be void of context, but it just needs its own sort of little realm that you enter and you experience. But then you look at the other paintings, and it was just like, yeah, we're going to put this right next to this. And it's all like, inches apart. And you're like, why would you not give this like a proper, I don't know, and like Christina's World? Like I would say that in terms of Americana, that is a very beautiful, important painting.
I told you, I want to see it.
Yeah.
And we get out of the
you
elevator.
Just go up the escalators. And
to
it's
the
there.
right. No, it's like in a little like hallway.
It's like a little, you just kind of turn right and it's like there. And on a side wall. Like you don't.
I would say that
you don't experience it. Like when you go to, I'm sorry, Danny.
No, go
like
ahead.
When you go to the Prado, you can kind of peek that you're going to go into that enormous Velázquez room that is gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see it from afar because it has more light, and you go like, oh my God, like what is over there? Like you sort of walk towards that place as if you in this religious procession to this moment, and then you're not disappointed. You go in and you're like, fuck me, like this is incredible. And I'm not saying every painting has to have like that lead up, because how do you do that? That's
but I get it, because
impossible.
The why it was, I mean, I appreciated the fact that it was alone and not like super next to other things.
Yeah.
But it was in a like transit place. It was
Yeah,
weird.
it just doesn't seem
and
right.
when you were
right.
talking about the light,
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I can't see it, but I don't know if I could see it.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I know it sounds strange to say that a painting deserves like a bit more respect, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if people already think like, oh, that's kind of dated. Like, come on. Like, who cares? I don't know.
Well, we care.
Well, yeah, of course. And I think that the way I kind of see it, and obviously I don't, even though I'm American, but not really, but I've always been invested in trying to understand, like the essence of like American painting, because it's very difficult. I mean, United States of America is an enormous place, so it's very rare that you can say, oh, a painting encompasses the wholeness of the values of America. It's impossible. It's literally impossible. But you can kind of understand that, certain paintings speak about certain regions. They could be from the West Coast. They could be from the East Coast. And they differ in their values and their histories and the people that migrated over there and that created like the context for those paintings to exist, the education that the artist had or the not education that the artist had that were making those paintings. But it's always like very difficult to find, those quintessential American paintings. And, when you close your eyes, you're always thinking of like, I don't know, Grant Wood, for example, that painting of Grant Wood, or you're thinking about of this Andrew Wyeth, or you're thinking about, I mean, we saw the most heroic of American paintings, which is the George Washington crossing the Delaware, which, I mean, all it's missing. I wish that they would have given Rauschenberg that painting so he could have put like a stuffed bald eagle in the painting, and every time you walk by, it just screeches or it just sings, the national anthem or something. And then a jet flies over you, and it just, you get a confetti parade. As soon as you walk by, it's a whole production. Every time somebody walks by, there's a whole production. Like the U.S. won the war. Which war? It doesn't matter. It won it. And it's very triumphant. But that's like an American painting. And in the same way that, the Campbell Soup or the Marilyn or the Elvis, Warhol paintings are Americana paintings. So it's, I always thought like, well, this is the MoMA. This is the MoMA. So, and it is the house of some of those paintings. They should it's their own history. It's like, that is the history of American art, which is very short, very small. So, compared to like other, art in Europe and Africa.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Sam Cunningham was saying Hopper is who I first think of as the American artist.
Yeah, but
too.
And his Sunday morning painting, that one's at the Whitney. If I'm not mistaken, which is a beautiful, beautiful painting. Or Nighthawks is at the Whitney also, right? So, so it's very sad that these paintings don't. I don't know that when you go and look at them, you're like, oh, this feels like it's a relevant painting in a important, albeit very short, life of American art. So it was weird. It's one of those things that I don't know. Maybe we just complain a little too much when we're painters, and it's we should just tell ourselves.
No. I was like, no, you're wrong, but I'm
that's
sorry.
in Art Institute.
Yeah, because
yeah. No,
that's why I was like,
Nighthawks is Art Institute. Yeah, as soon as I said it, I was like, that's not the. No, I know Sunday morning is at the Whitney. Yeah, I apologize for that. And no, Nighthawks is that's at the Art Institute. Yeah, that's a quintessential paint. Like that is like an important painting to have in your collection for sure. Like people will go see that painting.
Yeah. Oh, there were a lot of people there.
Of course, it's one of the most famous American images in all of its art history. So, yeah, I don't know. So when I saw the Wyeth, I was like, it kind of breaks your heart a little bit. But you're happy to see it, but then you go like, I don't know. Like it's almost as if the museum is not. Well, the museum should have like an academic purpose, I guess, but the museum is not telling you in any way that this is a place where you can stop and reflect upon what you're looking at should you decide to do it. As you put it, and I think it's perfect. It's a transit space. It's almost like stepping out of a subway and you feel like you're supposed to move.
'Cause we were
like you can't stand still. If the door's open and that's your stop, you You go out and you keep moving.
And
you
it's
don't
like a little
stay
room
still.
before the big room. So I
Yeah.
remember that we were there,
Yeah.
and there were people trying to cross.
Right.
So we were like trying to get super close to the painting to
Yeah,
try and
it's
see it,
just-
because then they will cross.
It's almost like
in
the
front
museum
of
tells
us.
you, yeah, just keep moving. Keep moving. Which is, I don't know. It's just not, I don't know.
But anyways,
Anyway.
we enjoyed
Of
very
course.
much
Oh, of course.
our visit to New York. I was very happy to go there for the
I
first
was
time.
very happy to go there with you.
I love to go to the museums.
Yes, we both do.
Oh,
Oh,
and
and
we went
yeah,
to the Hispanic Society, is it?
yeah, Hispanic Society.
Yeah. And they have some Sorolla,
Yeah, I mean,
which is my favorite painter.
yeah, they have some Sorolla paintings.
Some humongous Sorolla paintings.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I mean, you told me that they are not, I mean, there's a lot of people that think that it's not his best work. And I get what they're
Right.
saying,
Yeah.
but I think the room is amazing. And I thought it was very sad that it's empty. Sad for the people that are not going there, but
Right.
amazing for us, because we had the whole room for us
Yes.
to just like stay there and see all the paintings. And
Yeah. So that's that. I was telling you. So this is a conversation that we had when we were going there, because I hadn't gone back to that place in years. I mean, over 20 years for sure. So I remember going there twice when I was living in New York. And I just remember being very snotty, like just, I don't know. I think that when you're an art student, I'm not saying that this is something that you
no, but
go through,
sometimes you feel like entitled to be like,
Yeah,
this
so-
is bad
and
work.
probably I'm not describing an art student. I'm describing myself. But I think I was very like, well, this is not the best Sorolla, these are not the best Sorolla paintings. And yeah, they're not. I mean, I think objectively they're not.
but
But
that doesn't make
I
them
remember that, sadly, that
good
shaped my
paintings.
memory. Like,
Mm.
when I was walking with you over there, I was trying to remember in my brain, like, okay, we'll see. I mean, I know they're very large paintings, so that like I had that memory, but I also remembered like feeling disappointed when I saw them, and I remember I talked with a bunch of my other like painter friends, because I'm sure that a lot of those, there's those 2 trips I did for sure to that place, I was in the company of my friends, so we probably discussed about like a ton of how things were painted, how things were drawn, and I had that memory, and I felt so weird because when we stepped in, I was like, whoa, this is not, I mean, yes, sure, they're not the best Sorolla paintings that you'll ever see. But
they're still Sorolla paintings.
Not even-
and he's
yeah.
an amazing painter.
it's not even close to being like the greatest of his work, but in some way it kind of doesn't matter.
No.
And I know that there's a feeling like people say like, oh, he was just exhausted. He was doing this thing for money. And it's this, the biggest American commission that he did. It's an enormous commission. I mean, I think he got paid like, an insane amount of money.
We
at
were
the
seeing
time.
the largest one, which was 14 meters.
Yeah, I mean,
by
it's
5?
not a single piece, but it's a single image of all the ones that are represented.
Yeah, the larger piece, because there's
Yeah. I just think that
Very
it's
big.
all. I mean, in my dumb brain, that room is one piece. It's a work. It's an installation.
well,
I know. It's
I'm gonna say the larger piece
Yeah.
for me, or the larger image.
well.
I don't know.
It's
It was 14.
yeah. It depicts regions of Spain. So
Yeah.
let's say like the one that depicts the image that depicts the
I
biggest
think I have
image
the
that
name
depicts
here,
the region.
so we don't get into like the minutia of how to name it, but they are humongous.
Yeah. they're
You
very
were
big.
saying, I'm sorry, because I interrupted you.
No,
when you-
but I think I had such a different reaction to them this time. And, I mean, I'm able to, and we were in Spain, a year and a half ago?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I'm able to see the difference, objectively see the difference between what I would say are the greatest of Sorolla's works.
Oh, me too.
And I just saw the fisherman And the boat, the one that won him the salon, that's at the Musée d'Orsay
Saloon.
saloon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
and
just
by
saw
the
that.
way, someone I don't remember because I can see in the comments right now, but
Yeah.
someone was asking if you were sick. Yes.
Oh, I'm very sick.
You
yeah.
were very sick.
Well, I was very sick. And
After
now
we
I'm.
got engaged, you just.
I mean, it's all been downhill.
You had a fever.
Universe has a way to.
He was very nervous. That's why.
And the universe has a way to tell you.
You're doing the
Abort,
right thing.
abort.
Ay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my god. No, I got like a New York flu, COVID, whatever. I don't know. I even got like a fucking like a sty, or is it a sty?
No.
Is that what it's called? But I forget in English what it's called.
No.
I forget.
No,
I
it's
don't
a
remember.
tie, but the one you have, it's not.
It's like
a
a.
tie is in the border of the eye.
Yeah, I have it
So
lower.
in
I have
the
it in my
waterline.
lid,
It's a
lower lid.
Charlie's sign. I don't know how to say
That's like a Pokemon again.
Chalison. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the painting, the big one,
Yeah, what's the region
it's called Castile.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to say in English.
Yeah.
Castle,
No, but we can say Castilla.
but it says Castle.
Okay.
The Bread Festival.
Okay.
So that
So,
was
El
humongous.
Festival del Pan de Castilla.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the bread. Look. We're going back to the
Well, you're going back to the
yeah,
bread.
I gotta
don't
go back to I gotta go to that
know.
festival.
Go ahead.
Oh, find myself
I'll be
20
happy for
wives.
you in the distance.
20 loaves.
I have to say,
I
love.
loaf you.
You're so dumb, Nicola.
Oh, that's amazing. That was so there.
I have to say, in the
Oh,
paintings that
Jesus.
were there,
Yeah.
I loved one part of it,
Yeah.
which was very like
modern,
open.
I would say.
Yeah.
Very modern.
So it's
in a strictly, modern art, modern painting speaking. So let's say very I think you're very in tune with like 1910s, 1915s
I am?
painting. Yeah. Cuz that's very Bonnard also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's post like
you're right.
Cézanne, like washi painting.
That's 100%
yeah.
the things that
Yeah,
like
1910. You love that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that painting, the one I'm referring to, it's called Catalonia, the fish market,
Oh, okay.
and the part on top of it, the
yeah,
tree.
you just love that.
I was staring at
it's
that.
like nothing.
And
It's
I
a
mean,
nothing painting.
what you're saying, a nothing painting.
No, it's just
I
that.
would love to have that nothing.
Yeah,
in my
it's just
painting.
like washes of
Oh
color.
yeah, and it's
Very-
just one pass.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not even like full of
No,
painting.
it's
It's
like a wash.
just yeah.
It's crazy because it was just.
But you can
It's
see
one
how
decision.
amazing of
Woof,
a
woof, woof.
draftsman
Oh,
he
yeah,
was.
No, it's
It's
insane.
just-
Like he's insane.
And I think that what I was telling you that day is that I mean I've seen other paintings in Spain.
Yeah.
That are amazing.
Yeah.
That are like the best examples of painting from Sorolla.
Can I interrupt you? Can you see what I've been doing?
Of
Can people
course.
see? Okay. I can't see anything. No. I've just been.
You
I
know
don't
we
know if
have the
people are
camera
like,
off. What are you
"Dude,
talking about?
dude, you're
They're just
talking.
looking-
You're fucking talking. Can't see the painting.
What was I saying?
You've seen other paintings of Sorolla.
Oh yeah, so I've seen
Yeah.
like the best examples of
I think so, yeah.
painting by Sorolla.
Yeah, I think so.
But I would say that in my case, and maybe I'm biased because he's my favorite, but
Yeah.
I can still appreciate very much the paintings I saw.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling you, that I feel that it's sad that people don't give the chance to go. They don't even give themselves the chance to go there to see them.
I don't know if that's.
It was empty.
Yeah, but
and it's free.
Yes, but it's.
And we went on a Friday or Saturday.
because nobody wants to go to like 160th Street, like up in like the Upper Manhattan.
I think it's very sad. I told
it's
you I
just
would
like
love
people.
if I was living
tourists.
there I would go there.
It's a very beautiful
visit it.
space. Yeah,
And it's
and it's a. I would also say it's like if you had access to it, it is certainly a place where you learn a ton about painting. I mean, even if it's not the best of Sorolla's work,
exactly.
it's still Sorolla.
That's what I was telling
the
you.
The DNA is still there. So
If I was able to go there, I mean, if I lived in New York
yeah,
and I could go there in a 40-minute, 30-minute subway ride, I
yeah,
would 100% go.
yeah,
I mean, it is, as you were saying, it's still Sorolla.
Yeah, there's so much.
and you can
It's
see.
like a painting class,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
you're right. You're totally right. But I don't think people avoid it. I just think that people don't know about
maybe
it.
I'm thinking more about the experience you had that you told me.
Right, right.
And I mean, it's dumb because you're fine, but I was sad for you.
Okay, that's.
No, because I was very
Hey.
sad because I was like, you
Yes,
had
I'll
the
marry you.
you had the opportunity to go there a ton,
Okay.
but maybe you were
This doesn't sound any better, Danny. Like you're not making
No.
it sound better.
no, you know what I'm saying. I mean,
Oh, really?
you had the chance to go there a ton, and
Yeah.
maybe you weren't in the headspace to appreciate what it was.
Yes.
So as
Or
you were
I
telling
didn't
me,
have
you were
the
like,
experience. I was too
no,
young. I
yeah,
feel.
and you told me, oh, like I've been when I was living here, I was here maybe 2-3 times,
I think it was 2 only. Yeah, I think. It was
and I
twice
remember you
only.
said, I cannot believe I was here like 2 or 3 times, like oh,
Yeah, yeah. It felt.
and I told you I would
felt
be
dumb.
here every
Well, yes.
month at
But
least.
also, like at the Met, I was there every other weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Like every other. I mean, the
Well,
Met I
yeah.
felt was my home. It's
Yeah.
just that to me was my go-to
Yeah.
place for sure.
I just feel like that room was like the ugly duck.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think.
So that's maybe why I was sad about it.
Yeah.
Because of course I would love to go to the Met all the time I can. If I was living there, I would go all the time. But I just feel like it's also a beautiful place to go.
Deserves more love.
Yes.
You would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it. I get it. And I did it. I'm happy that I went back because it did.
it
I
changed.
mean, yeah, it changed a lot for me, and it just seemed like it's not like I shouldn't judge paintings. ¿Qué necesitas, mis amo? No.
Creo que
Ah,
está dormida,
Sí, mis amo. No te preocupes. Yeah, but I was happy to know that, like the way I saw the paintings wasn't just through the lens of thinking if paintings are good or not, or oh, there's other paintings that are better from this artist, so these are of lesser value. Like I was super happy that, I mean, I understand how I was that person when I was younger.
Yeah.
Just seeking like, oh, I want to see the best of painting.
I mean, and you had a lot of amazing exhibits of the best of painting.
Yes, I was very lucky to see some of the
Exactly.
best painting, I don't know, that there is out there.
No, and I get it. It's just that
But it was very
I
cool.
love Sorolla.
Yeah,
so
no, it was
I'm
very
gonna
cool to
defend him
realize,
always.
oh, wow, I don't have to be that kind of idiot that just says like, well, this is not the best, work. So, no, that
Why
there's,
does the idiot talk like that?
I don't know. That's how my brain speaks when it's just being overly pedantic. I don't know. But, yeah, but I looked at it and I was like, no, this is, I mean, first of all, it's just insanely ambitious. And perhaps that's what, made the paintings very difficult to paint. He was trying to paint like these multi-figure compositions. And with a very particular sort of light shadow play. I think he tries to have that in almost every single painting. But, it's sometimes a little more successful than other times. But I just think that it was just way, way, way too ambitious. But even at that, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of nice to see him go for those things. And the result, yeah, sure, it's important, but it doesn't matter, I would say. I don't think it would be that important. So I would say if you take that room and put it in the Met, people would be crazy over it. People would go nuts. People would think that this is like the lilies at the Guggenheim or something like that. That it would be, oh my God, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. So I do think that if given a chance to just experience it, it would have like a different life to it. But I was very happy that I could reassess that memory.
And again, I love the fact that it was empty.
Yeah.
It was sad, but seeing
I
the
want it
bright
all
side,
for myself.
No, seeing the bright side of it, we had it all for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a couple that got in
And then
and they got
left.
out. Yeah, they were like, okay, and
Which
they
is
went
very
out.
weird. It's like,
I don't know if they were
Yeah, but, yeah.
intimidated because of the paintings or us
maybe
just trying
us.
to dissect
Yeah.
every single section
Yeah,
of
we
the
were
paintings.
we were just being annoying over there.
Maybe.
So.
Yeah. So I think it's time to say hello.
Or goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. So Miguel Ortega dice hola. Hola Miguel,
Hola,
¿qué
Miguel.
tal? Y dice congratulations. Muchas
What?
gracias,
What
Miguel.
happened?
Very funny.
What?
Veliko Duric was saying chili.
Was
He
saying
wasn't
chili?
saying chili. He was
What?
saying, oh my guys. Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
guys. What?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, guys. You're back. And they were also saying, hello, how are you doing? Congrats.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Veliko. How are you? We're doing great. How are you? Liad was saying, you're back. Congratulations. Thank you, Liad.
Thank you.
Ricard was saying hello and a emoji with a party hat celebrating.
Woo!
Hello, Ricard. Thank you so much. Cody Winnicky was saying welcome back and let me say congratulations again.
Oh,
thank you so
thank you,
much, Cody. Brendan Kendrick was saying congratulations. What a wonderful day. Yes, it's been wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sick. Not for me, but
Marcelo
wonderful.
Peralta was saying hello,
Marcelo.
everyone. Merry Christmas.
yeah. Happy
Hey,
New Year.
Marcelo. Hi, Happy New
Oh,
Year. I
your
could
New
say
Year
it
bit.
again.
Your New Year bit. Yeah.
I
Why
could
the
say
hell
it
did I
again.
say that?
Katia, very lovely,
Oh, I very
Was
love
saying-
you. She's been super nice.
was
with
saying,
her,
oh my god, yay, finally. Congrats.
Slackers.
Finally.
Freaking
Yeah.
slackers.
Liad. Oh, and thank you so much, Katia. Big hug for you. Liad was saying, damn. I never know how to say damn. Damn.
Yeah, that's better. Or
Wait.
not.
No, wait. I just clicked out of the chat. Damn. Just as
Damn.
I have to step away. I'll be back
No.
in a... Why?
A little bit.
I don't know. In an... Why? Glad to see you back. Hi, chat. Bye, chat. So, Liad, we'll wait for you here.
Always.
Marcelo Peralta was saying congratulations on the engagement, Dani and Nico. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Marcelo. Greñas dice qué emoción escucharlos y verlos nuevamente.
Qué bueno.
Hola,
Greñas.
Greñas, ¿qué más?
Por ahí vi que
Feliz
estaba
Navidad.
comenzando una pintura muy bonita. Vi la imagen del comienzo. Vi como la reticulota y la imagen, pero se ve muy chévere.
María Cacaíto Forero.
Cacarao.
Hola, hola. Felicitaciones de nuevo, Dani y Coco. Y unos corazones. Gracias,
Muchas
mi
gracias,
Cacaíto. Un
Cacao.
abracito. Daniel Martins dice, hola, Dani y Nico. Feliz Natal.
Ah,
Feliz Natal,
bueno,
Daniel.
sí.
Ricard was saying, congrats, and I hope Nicolas doesn't meet any sentient bread.
I mean,
if he wants to.
if you don't want me to be
just-
happy, just say it. I mean, terrible.
Jody M, so Jody Sita,
Yeah.
saying, hi, Danny and Nicolas. But I don't know if Jody Sita is still here. But we sent you a big hug, Jody Sita. Marcelo was saying, imagine if he did meet one, but the
Yeah.
bread didn't give him a chance.
What?
Oh, to be put down by a bread. The nerve.
Oof. I would flower her with compliments.
I was going to say, you were,
Flower her?
no. Bread.
Flatten?
No, I was going to say broken hearted, but with bread.
Okay,
Bread hearted, but it sounds weird. Bread can harder? Bread can harder?
Okay.
Hearted?
Brett the Hitman Hart? Yeah? That's a wrestler.
Nicolas.
No.
So,
I
Asif.
would crumble to your feet. No? I don't know.
I don't know. Asif was saying, sheesh.
If.
¿Sí se dice así?
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Yeah, sure. I
It's
mean,
been-
it's terrible, but
It's
yeah.
been ages.
I
Missed you
know.
guys and your streams. Congrats on the big news, by
Thank
the
you.
way. Thank you so much, Asif.
Thank you.
Amber
Amber.
Amber was saying, how exciting for the both of you. Congrats. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Morris was saying, let's go. Let's go, Morris. Omomeno was saying, yo. Hello, Omomeno. Ahmed Errol was saying, hey, congratulations. Thank you so much, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Mauricio Paraguazú dice,
Mhm.
bienvenidos. Gracias,
Muy amable,
Mauricio. Pavel Jordiniak. Oh, I'm sorry. I always
this
get
is
it right.
terrible. Yeah.
And I was thinking that I always get it
No,
right.
that was the measure of how long we've been out.
And Pavel was saying, oh, I'm always in awkward positions when you stream. I'm
Okay,
putting
we
my
don't need to know anymore.
I'm putting my daughter to sleep trying to watch the stream on my phone.
Okay, poor daughter. Or actually, you know what? Put the volume up.
Yeah.
People have been known to like doze off when we speak.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Javi Hav was saying, Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago in the house. Saludos a todos. Saludos, Javi Hav. Javiru? Have you?
Sí, milagro. Que milagro.
What is this? I like pool, but I'm bad at it. Was saying, even
okay.
though it's been a while since your last stream.
Been a while.
Have you been drawing or painting still?
Yeah.
I mean, he's been on workshops, so he's been painting and drawing. And you've been uploading some things to Instagram. Instagram.
That's the new Instagram.
Brendan Kendrick was saying Degas ballerina sculpture at the Northern Simon Pasadena is Pasadena? I'm sorry.
Pasadena.
There's a place here called Pasadena.
Yeah, it's the same one.
That's
where
hood.
the
No,
guy
¿cómo se
is.
dice? Un hood, no.
Hood, yeah, like a hood.
How do you say it?
Neighborhood.
Neighborhood. Yeah,
Okay.
neighborhood.
Okay.
And Simon Pasadena is literally disintegrating. Was weird to see.
So then they'll probably follow suit and change the skirt.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Carla Gómez dice, Nicolás suena enfermo, sí.
Un poco.
Se enfermó mucho en el viaje, ya está recuperándose y creo que yo me estoy enfermando.
Sí.
Entonces, sí, todo está muy bien.
Todo perfecto.
Pavel was saying, success, Toby is free now.
Okay.
Who's Toby? Pavel.
Well, I'm sure he's saying that the daughter is asleep.
Oh, yeah. I'm
What is
sorry.
this
I'm
memory?
sorry. I'm getting sick.
Goldfish
So.
memory? Jesus Christ.
You're talking about goldfish memory. You have it.
What? Who are you?
Mm-hmm. Sean Farley was saying, hello, friends, and congrats,
Hey,
by the way.
Sean.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Cody Winnicky was saying, I think of you can pay.
I think of you too.
So maybe it's, I think if you can pay attention to the angles and stopping points within the building, you might also give similar attention to the work that the building holds. But I'm old-fashioned. So how was that? Espera.
No. That's in reference to like
To the MoMA
architecture of
that
the
we were
MoMA.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm sure there was.
No,
you
and
know.
they even had, as you were saying, like places that you could see in between.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
some
It's
installations. So
probably perfectly.
yeah,
You know.
but that's what I was saying. That it is a nowadays museum. So it's thought to be a museum.
Yeah.
It was not. I don't know how to explain it, but maybe you get what I'm saying. There's other museums that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I guess my point in all of that is like that I think I've experienced paintings like in a better way. I don't even know how to define better, but at least for me, like from what I want to get out of an exchange with a painting, I think I've experienced that better in other places than the MoMA. The MoMA is amazing, but
And I would say, I mean, when we were at the MoMA, I told you that I felt that if you would think about the Met and the MoMA, it was like El Prado, kind of, and Reina Sofia.
yeah.
When you see the comparison of it. But I would say that in Reina Sofia, you could see the things a bit better than in the MoMA? Or
Yeah,
you could
I mean, you're
experience
probably
them.
being a little harsh on MoMA.
No,
It's
I
probably,
loved it.
I'm sure that for some people, that's probably like
No,
one of their
because I
favorite
told you I
places on
really
earth.
loved it.
Yeah.
I really, really loved it. The thing is that I really loved the things they had, but I would love for all of them to be displayed in the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I still loved it. Of course, I loved it. I told you, and I was very excited to go there.
Yeah. No,
So-
for me, it's still, it's strange, but I would much rather, even haven't been there, just recently. I'd be fine not going to the MoMA in a long time. But for some reason, the Met has still some of my favorite places to walk through. And if I would go back to New York and they told me, oh, you have like 4 hours to spare, I would go to the Met without thinking about it. Like, it wouldn't even be close to how much I would want to be in the Met rather than being in the MoMA. So, I don't know. In the end, there's no right or wrong here. It's just in the way you want to, I guess, the way you want to experience art, but also the experiences you've had when experiencing those pieces of art that are meaningful to you. And I think that in my history, in my life, I have tons of, images at the Met that are, that are part of my visual history. So it makes sense that I would want to go back to that one. So, yeah, but
No, but in my case, I loved them both, and I was very excited to go to the MoMA too.
yeah,
So-
sure.
So I think, we were talking more about the different kind of experience you get in one place and the other,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's saying. I would happily go to the MoMA again.
Oh,
So-
you would happily hop into a flight right now for New York.
No, no, because I'm getting sick, or maybe yes. Why am I lying? Yes.
Yeah. Let me be sick in New York. Yes. Be sick in a subway.
No, but I really liked the MoMA too, so I just wanted to make that clear. BLB Show was saying, I was wondering where you had gone just a few weeks ago when I was painting along with a video of yours. So good to see you again.
Thank you. No, we're good. We're alive. I think it was just part of
Live.
yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just, one of those things. Danny, could I bother you? I'm so sorry. I was just not ready.
Paper towels?
Yeah, I'm just I'm using like the same 2 little flat brushes, so they get dirty. But thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny Alira. Yeah, but it's not nothing. It wasn't anything in particular. It was just, I don't know, maybe the accumulation of things, and that's it. I don't think it was anything bad either, because a lot of people were telling me, "Oh, that's burnout. Like you're done. Like you need just a break, and then you can come back." But I didn't feel well. I've never felt burnout before, so I don't know how that feels. But I also didn't feel the need to stop painting or drawing, which is, I'm guessing that if I was just completely burned out, like I don't want to see a paintbrush, or I don't want to see like a pencil, or anything to draw with for quite some time. And the reality was like it wasn't like that. Like I could draw and paint just fine. It was just this, I don't know. I was telling Danny, it's like I think it's just I'm physically tired, like just physically super tired. So it was just I guess a lot of traveling, a lot of work within all that traveling, and then I feel fine right now. It doesn't.
Well, you're
seem-
very sick, but
Well,
let's
yeah,
say fine.
that's exactly my point. Like those things that I'm trying to remember that made me feel like, oh my God, this was a very exhausting moment. Like right now I'm sick. Well, I'm getting out of my
Yeah,
flu.
but you
my
were very
Flovid.
sick.
But
Flovid.
yeah, I Flovid. But even now I'm like, I can paint. I'm happily painting. So it's never about painting for me, for sure. Like saying like, oh my God, no, I need to do something else or see something else. No, even in New York, all I wanted to do was, go and see art with Danny. So Um, so yeah, because we went to that Hispanic Society. One day I was like super bad, like I couldn't
I mean,
walk.
we were out in the morning, but then you
Yeah, I
went back,
tried. I
and
tried
you
going in the
slept
morning.
through the afternoon,
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
very weird on you.
yeah, it's strange for me. Like you should bury me if I do that, because that's not really that's not me. But we also went to see
No, but we were walking a lot. I have the
yeah,
things here. I have the receipts, as
the
they
receipt.
say
Okay,
nowadays.
who says that?
The people now.
People?
Yeah, like internet people. I don't know. Let me see.
We saw the Dana Schutz
Oh, yeah.
show at the at Zwirner.
Yeah.
So
And I have to say,
what do you have to say?
Dana Schutz has one of my favorite paintings.
Yeah, like contemporary paintings.
The series, yeah, of the, I think it's called The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah,
And
her
she has
husband, I
one
think. Yeah.
specific of a pink man
Yeah,
laying on a beach.
yeah, that's how we met.
And
pretty
I
much.
love it. And the one in the forest is amazing too, but the one in
Yeah.
the beach is
Oh,
just
it's a fantastic painting.
amazing. And you know I've loved that painting for
No,
a
I
long
think
time.
when I met you, I think that was on your PC, that was the
Oh, my
your desktop.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
background.
but I have to say that in this gallery, I appreciated the sculptures more than the paintings.
Yeah, it was,
I was
5 or 6 sculptures maybe.
I liked them.
Yeah.
They were very weird, very massive,
Yeah, chunky,
chunky. Yeah, like
chunky.
I don't know how to say it. Like I don't know. Like they were gestural
Yeah.
because she was like, I guess, like grabbing parts of the sculpture. Like you could see the
Mm-hmm.
strength with what
With which?
with which she did it.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I
yeah,
liked
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I also
was
thought they were
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was far more I was gravitating far more towards the sculptures than towards the paintings.
Yeah, we both were.
Yeah.
Uh,
But like an insane amount of work too. Like you
Yeah.
could tell that that's a ton of work. A lot of large paintings, very like Beckman, Baselitz.
very Baselitz.
Yeah, Philip
we were
Guston.
talking about that. Very Baselitz.
I mean, she's 100% wearing like all those references like on her sleeve. Like they're so clear. I wonder. I mean, I wanted to read more about that, just to see how and why she's.
I wanted to ask for the prices.
We can ask. We can have them emailed. They'll email.
I would want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
just to know. I
Like-
mean, not to get anything, of course,
Sure, I'll.
because I couldn't
just
afford it,
We'll do a
by the-
wedding. What do you call that? A wedding list, like a wish list.
and I couldn't afford.
For the people.
Like
no, we'll
1
send it out.
centimeter
We'll
of
send it
the
out. Hey, if you want to
sculpture.
give us something,
No,
a Danish Schutz sculpture.
no, I would go
We'll
for the
just run
Danish
you
Schutz.
like a couple of $100,000.
No, I would go for the painting I love.
Yeah.
If I have to get something that Danish Schutz made, that
Yeah.
one. I don't know if that's.
Available?
Where
No.
is it?
No, that probably sold a long time ago.
But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I forgot now, but oh no, that I wanted to see if I could get some info on why those references are so obvious. I feel it's so curious to me that she's so referential to again Baselitz and I'd say that those are the 3 biggest ones. But I mean, it's so easy to see. It's Guston, Baselitz, and Beckman and Max Beckman.
Wow. So I'm sorry. Well, I mean it's Danish Schutz, so I know
Yeah.
the prices,
Is
but
this artsy?
it's not the one. No, this is Philips.
Oh, okay, no, auction.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
went
yeah.
to auction. Okay.
So it went to auction and it was sold. Not the one I like, but another one in the series, which
Okay,
is
yeah,
the great
I
painting
can't
too.
see it because I don't have glasses, but yeah, I
Maybe
know which-
here. This one.
Yeah. That one probably like no. Don't tell me because I can't see. At auction, it was probably like 150,000 maybe.
181,000 pounds.
Oh God, so that's like $220,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot.
So yeah, I was sure I couldn't afford it before I opened this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
now that I opened this, I
Okay.
I know for the life of me
I mean,
that
it's
I
still kind of
can't.
crazy that you needed to confirm
No. I just
that we
wanted
don't
to.
have 180,000 pounds to throw away.
I just wanted to be 100% sure that I
Yeah.
couldn't
Oh,
afford
I
it.
would have been 100% sure.
No, I was.
You would have told me
before.
1,800
Now I am
pounds.
1,000%
I could
sure.
give you 100% certainty on 1,800 pounds.
Let
It's like,
me
no,
see.
Danny, no.
Also, it's called reclining nude.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know why those are the more sort of intimate. I mean, I guess they're not quite intimate, but the fact that it's her husband, I find it super interesting.
let's see. No, there's no price.
Danny, stop shopping for
2002.
something.
No, I'm not gonna shop for it.
Wow, 20-year-old paintings.
Yeah.
I could have. I mean, no. If I would have thought about it, I could have said, yeah. They're
Do you know
probably
how
from
big
that.
it is?
It's probably like 6 feet long, 6 feet wide. I would say about 1.90 wide.
121 by 167. So,
Okay, so I'm not super
yeah.
off. So maybe close to life size. The figure,
Mm,
because he's.
Oh yeah.
He, he
Yeah.
has his bent knees.
What were we talking about?
I forget.
We're just like jumping around.
No. We were saying how we were pursuing art. So Dana Schutz was somebody that we went to see.
Yeah. No, and I just wanted to acknowledge this amazing painting. Maybe
Yeah.
someone doesn't
No, she's
know that painting.
she's great. She's great. I don't know. I'm
Thank you.
not. I'm going to say the same thing I say about Jenny Saville, which is I think I enjoyed her work from, 15, 20 years ago, which is pretty much what I also enjoyed from Jenny Saville. I just think, I don't know, they become like a product maybe. There's some of those big paintings that, and these are some like kind of big, not quite maximalist paintings. I would say they're just busy. Like busy, I don't know if in the best of ways. Busy in the way like throw everything at a painting and see if it sticks. Like it just seems like a smorgasbord of painting.
What
it
is
just
that?
Oh, it's like a Swedish
Como se
buffet, smorgasbord. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff at the same time. I don't think it articulated well, like all the elements. It just seemed like chaotic for the sake of being chaotic.
I would just say that
I don't know.
Dana Schutz from 2000.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, she's a
Yeah.
great painter.
And the sculptures. I like
very
it.
interesting. Yeah. There had a humongous one. Like
Yeah.
freaking, it was like the centerpiece of the
Let me
show.
see if it's
That damn
here.
thing, it must have weighed about 2 or 3 tons. I mean, it was chunky. It was a very chunky painting. Chunky sculpture, I'm sorry. And it was the sort of it reminded me of like some of the like Goya's like etchings, or we were talking about Paula Rego's like etchings also, or drawings. And it was a I don't know what you call it when you hold hands and you're in a circle, like
Ronda,
a round.
but I don't know
Yeah,
if
ronda. We say ronda in Spanish, but I don't know what you call it in English. And there's all these figures that have like massive heads, or some heads are smaller, some arms are like massive, some hands are massive, other hands are tiny.
This one.
And
But I want to see.
the dimensions or something.
Yeah. No, I thought they had it here.
Probably. I mean, if you.
They have a process.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's
yeah.
great.
That's
So
awesome.
we're describing something that people are not seeing. We
Oh,
are
you can-
in
you
the
can
David
share the
Turner
link.
webpage,
Yeah.
or I'll share it.
Yeah.
We were also talking about how humongous. Look at the studio.
Oh,
How
forget it.
humongous the place has
No,
to be.
forget it. Yeah. They get. I wonder if they are they're paying for those things, because there's no way in hell she is paying for the cost of those sculptures by herself.
Oh no.
I can tell you that right now. Like there is no way in hell just making that bronze, that the largest one,
I couldn't even afford
it
the
is
the
again, that
clay
thing
for
is
it.
about 2 tons. I can't believe it. I don't think it has to weigh over a ton. And
Maybe we could see.
no, they
So it's
very
called
rarely
C group.
but
So
they
they have
very
the
rarely.
dimensions, just to give people an
Okay.
idea of it. So it is, uh, so in centimeters,
Yeah.
it's 288 centimeters by 294 by 250.
Yeah.
So it
that's
says here 113 and a half inches by 115 and 3/4 inches by 98 and a half inches.
yeah, it was massive. It's a massive
Humongous.
piece.
Yeah.
Very lanky legs, which I thought were super cool.
Yeah.
Like it's very top heavy. It's almost like bottom heavy, then all these like lanky little legs,
Mm-hmm.
like scrawny legs, and then super upper like heavy, like top heavy also. So it's very strange, like super strange sculpture. Very chaotic. Like it's not simple to see.
We could do the inquiry just to know.
Oh yeah, no, I'll send it. I'll send
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know
Yeah.
for how much that sculpture goes.
Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah,
has
I
to be.
don't.
It has to be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Of course.
Like
As you were saying,
I don't
I mean,
even know if there's
even
an
the-
edition of it. It's
even
probably
the
not.
materials for
Yeah,
it.
just the foundry costs are
No, and I
insane.
was telling you, and I was saying here also, I couldn't even afford to buy the clay
Oh yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
Like
that's-
the tons and tons of clay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, but I do think as successful as she is, those are the things that Zwirner, that's why you are in Zwirner. Like Zwirner will say, we need like this enormous piece. We need like a
Statements.
centerpiece, like a
Yeah.
statement piece. Don't worry about it. Like I will help you make it. Because an artist, we can't, like, there's no way in hell, even as well as she does, she's going to put hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of her own money in materials, time, and then, foundry costs to have that bronze made. It's just, there's no way in hell. No way. So that's why you are part of those galleries, that they will tell you, I mean, I don't know what their arrangement is, that maybe he'll take a percentage back when they sell it or if they sell it. So you are, you're fine because you're like, well, if if it doesn't sell, I'm sorry, if it doesn't sell, it's not like he's going to take the money out of it from somewhere else. But if it does, or when it does, he'll be like, yep, I'm going to pay myself.
Do you think the
this percentage.
material, the cost of the materials is also part of the deal? Like
What
covering for, like the
Yeah,
gallery
yeah, yeah. He'll be
covering
like-
for the-
It could be one of those things that he'll pay for it straight, like upfront, so that it can be made. So if she says, I need 3 tons of clay, like literally, he'll be like, which is kind of excessive, but let's say it's
No, but
like,
for
no,
all
I
the
need,
sculptures-
let's say I need a ton of clay, like, a ton of clay. So he'll get the clay, he'll pay for that, and then it'll be like, okay, and then we need to cast this, and we need to, take it to Foundry and have it, and have a bronze made. And that'll be, I mean, I don't think that piece goes for less than hundreds, like $100,000, maybe to make
I would
that
say
piece.
more.
Yeah, but let's say it's a ton of clay and $100,000 to make it.
Mhm.
And because I think there were like this was a ridiculous amount that I heard. Who's this dude? I'm forgetting the guy that does all the pop stuff with the balloon balloon dog sculptures. What's his name?
Jeff Koons?
Jeff Koons. So Jeff Koons was saying, I read something like the other day saying speaking about the cost of making one of these balloon things, and how initially it was something, and then after making it, it was like, oh no, now it was worth, making it was like $1.1 million, something like that.
I love that
and
you
I was like,
said the
what the
balloon
fuck?
guy.
Yeah, I forgot Koons' name. That's the benefit of being sick. You forget Jeff Koons' name.
Ay, Nicola.
I know. but yeah, but it was like so over the top, the number. I can't remember if it was over $1 million. Like maybe not. But it was so over the top that I was like, are you kidding me? The cost of production, like the literal, just the sole cost of production in one of those pieces. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? That's insane. Like, how do you recoup that? Because nobody wants to just, be even after that. They want to make money. And maybe he's inflating the price of the production just to
justify the
yeah,
price
just
of
to
the,
say like,
Yeah.
so now I have to sell it for whatever. But I don't know. But it just seems so disproportionate. So it was crazy. But I know that the stuff that he does is very costly, and this is more a traditional sort of foundry project. I'm sure, but still massive. It's still absolutely massive. Not massive in like, let's say, Damon Hirst, kind of dimensions of sculpture. He does some just insanely large sculpture, but for a traditional bronze sculpture, that's pretty good. That's pretty big. For a private, let's say a private sculpture, that's freaking big. That's a piece that a museum would probably buy.
Do you know? I mean, his peak of auctions, selling auctions, Koons,
Yeah.
was in 2013.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It says after peaking in 2014 at more than 150 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's like his secondary market, though. So auction. So that money, it's not like that money is going in, like, he's not seeing that money. He's seeing the effects of selling for that much money, but doesn't mean that he's making that money. But still, that's crazy. I mean, it is crazy.
Well, I mean,
Everything is crazy.
someone wants to sell mine for 150 million and give me just 20 of those.
20 million?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So now you know. Good.
No.
Please talk to Danny.
no.
No?
Would you think that's fair? Because, well, I mean, it's the
If
art
somebody-
market, so.
If somebody said there's going to be a total of 150 million in sales,
But you're
but
the one.
your cut is going to be
20. That is so sad.
Well, I
Well,
wouldn't
it's
be
not
sad
sad. I
with
would
$20
be-
million.
No, with $1 million, I'll be happy. So
No, I
no.
would be fine if I
No, but I'm not talking about happiness or being fine, or
mean,
I'm
it
talking
seems
about
like-
something being fair.
Seems like the path to your heart
No,
is carved in more than $20 million.
of course not. I'm just saying that if you really think about it, it's kind of messed up.
Well, if you
That
want
the
to,
person that's creating the piece
yeah,
usually gets such a small, quote unquote, small percentage in comparison to what it end up selling for.
yeah. It's just that I mean, there's so many other steps between making that piece and then, making $150 million in
Out of it.
auction
Yeah.
for a year, that there's so many other people involved in all of those other
100%.
steps, that then you say, yeah, this is not like this. It's not as if somebody made a painting and then sold it for 20 and then realized that somebody resold it for 150. No, it's because that's a very like, oh, I sold something, I got some money, and then they stepped outside with the painting, they resold it, and they made 150. That would feel shitty. Like, that would make you feel like, shit, why didn't I know how to sell it for 150 if that was
that
the value
happens
that
too.
somebody was willing to pay for it? No, but the sad thing is, like, it's so much more like ugly and complicated than that it's like, I mean, I'm sure every actor in all of those transactions is very happy with that.
But just to clear the airs, I would be happy with the 20 million.
Oh, okay. So now
So if
that's
someone wants to sell it for 150 and give me 20,
yeah.
deal. So
So
a Delph hipster
okay.
was saying, "Wow, I started getting into oil 2 days ago,
No way.
wondering where you went, and this happens. Thank you." And they were also saying, "Congrats, thank you so much."
Oh, two days ago. That's crazy.
Did
That's
you
so cool.
did you used to paint before?
Yeah.
Were you like painting in like acrylics or something and changed to oils, or
Yeah,
is
maybe
it
a
just like
watercolor
your
painter.
first?
Yeah. Or maybe it's your first foray into oils.
Prince Bones was saying, "I'm late. A Christmas miracle indeed. Welcome back."
Thank you.
And they were saying, "And congratulations again. Thank you so much." So Emery Borge was saying, "Hello, nice to see you again." Hello, Emery. Nice to see you again too. Briley Moreno
Bryla.
was saying, "Hi guys, Merry Christmas.
Dude, same.
Great to see you alive and well."
Thank you. Wow, that's, I mean,
I mean,
a little dark.
we weren't out for that much.
No.
Good to see you alive. It's
Yeah,
like
Briley's checking obituaries, seeing like, okay, I am bound to find
Colombian obituaries.
them. Yeah, I am bound to find the story of the two artists that went missing because they went,
What?
rafting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And Briley was saying, also congrats on the engagement. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
So
Briley.
kind.
Samuel Reis, I would say, or
Okay.
Reis, I don't know, was saying, ha ha ha.
Okay, that's.
Perfect.
I'm gonna use that for. I'm gonna assume that that's for every dumb thing that we've said.
Yeah.
Any and every.
Cacaito was saying, Coco, toma Engistol. Eso te saca de ese COVID, gripa, whatever. Santi y yo
No.
fuimos rescatados con eso de la peste. Yo tengo en la mesa de noche,
Es Engistol.
pero Nicolás no toma de eso.
Es Engistol.
Nicolás no toma nada, pero ya tomó remedios, entonces.
Engistol Ocampo Díaz. No.
Tu mamá también.
Más o menos.
Tu mamá me mandó a mí Engistol la vez pasada que
No,
yo
pero
me enfermé.
a tu mamá es la que le oigo más como Engistol.
Mándale una
No
nota
te
de
dejes
voz.
ganar.
Olguita, que es el Engistol, y te manda un
¿Sabes por qué
domicilio.
no es como el go-to de mi mamá? El kit de remedios que recibí
No,
hubiera
pues,
tenido
porque-
Engistol.
Pero es que
Hubiera tenido Engistol.
mi
Esa es la verdad.
mamá es nivel 1 en
Sí,
Engistol,
por eso.
tu mamá es nivel 10.
Es que mi mamá de una vez ya está pensando en el tipo de antibiótico que toca tomarse.
Sí.
Eso es...
Prince Bones was saying that room of Sorolla was absolutely gorgeous. I agree, Danny. I would want to visit those often. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Adelph Hipster was saying, can you recommend what type of brush
Yeah.
should I get for detail? All of my brushes leave a spreaded pattern
Mm.
and it looks sketchy always.
Oh, my work looks super sketchy always too. So, well, you just started painting, right? Is
Yeah.
this the person? Yeah, don't worry about detail. Don't worry. Don't. It's best to take. I mean, I'm the worst example today, but trust me. Like, if you want to believe me, go and watch a bunch of our videos, and I'm hopefully showcasing a little bit better what you can do with like bigger brushes. Not today. I'm kind of easing into the painting, so. But it's way better for you to be able to control the range of decisions that you can put down with a bigger brush, rather than feeling this need, this sort of premature need to go for a smaller brush, which is what you're feeling right now. So teach yourself how to work with bigger brushes first. So just buy some nice kind of big, I don't know, filbert, like one nice big filbert, one nice big flat. You could buy like a synthetic, a couple of synthetics if you want for those with kind of like not too springy, but kind of like a nice little bounce to them. And then buy like a nice full, chunky filbert brush. That is of natural hair brushes, like a bristle brush, and just use those for as much as you can. And don't, what I'm trying to say is like, try to redefine the notion of detail in your brain so that it doesn't quite equate with having a tiny brush or like a nice, let's say like maybe you're thinking I should have like a nice round sable brush to do like those super nice details, or I should have like a nice flat synthetic brush that would give me like a clean edge. Yeah, those things are true, but that doesn't necessarily make you like more comfortable with painting, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you can achieve detail a little bit easier. In fact, if you haven't painted, it's way harder to paint from detail to wholeness than from wholeness to detail. So I would just suggest, go basic, like super basic. Just have a nice, like have a good, nice, big brush. Like I said, just vary the shape. So you could have a filbert, you could then have a flat and then you could just also vary the brush type, the bristle type. So you could have a synthetic ones and also natural hair brushes, like a bristle brush. And that's going to be enough. If you're able to paint with that, trust me, then you can put like a nice sable in your hand and you could do beautiful detail. But I think first things first, like baby step, just go big first and then slowly move into the smaller brushes.
Liad was saying flat synthetic brush, medium stiffness. Those are good for smooth painting, any size.
There we go.
They make very stiff Bristol synthetic brushes now. So, Javi Hav was saying, oh wow, I didn't realize there was an engagement when I jumped on the stream. Congratulations.
Too late.
Thank you so much, Javi
Too
Hav.
late.
Amber was saying, in my experience, when you live somewhere long enough, you can start to take it for granted a little bit. I really want to go to New York though. LOL. Yeah, so maybe it's talking about what happened to you. What I was saying about, like, if I was living in New York, I would go.
Of course.
And I think that it's easier said than done.
Right.
So, yeah, I get that too. Andrés Pinzón dice, hola Nico y Dani, qué bueno verlos de nuevo. Hola Andrés, ¿qué tal? Ahmed Errol was saying, you're my favorite artist.
Oh, you're my favorite. Ahmed.
And they were also saying, by the way, I'm making a big painting of Nicolas.
What?
It's a bit difficult, but I hope he likes it.
Oh,
and
Jesus
a smiling
Christ.
face.
Talk about things that won't ever sell.
But we want to see it when it's done.
Yes,
I would
please.
like to see it. And they were also saying, Nicolas, I'm going to start oil painting, but the tubes look smaller than acrylic. I'm worried.
Who's this, Ahmed?
Ahmed, yeah.
They're going to start oil painting, and the first thing they're going to do is a big-ass painting of me?
They were saying that, but I don't know.
That's very nice. Thank you.
No, wait, because they were saying that they use acrylic, so maybe they've done the painting in acrylic.
Okay, maybe.
Just let me finish the comment.
No. I was just.
So they were saying, Nicolas, I'm going to start oil painting.
Yeah.
But the tubes look smaller than acrylic. I'm worried that I will run out immediately.
Yeah.
I think using the paint with oil makes the paint thicker, right?
Okay. Let's see. Let's unpack this a little bit. So, I'm guessing you're used to like your bigger tubes of acrylic that are about yay size, maybe. And what you saw were the smaller tubes of oil paint, the regular size, let's say, because the other ones are the bigger size. So Ahmed, you can find big tubes of color, like of oil paint. You can find those. They're obviously more expensive. Not all companies make bigger size tubes, but the more traditional ones you can find that they do make those sizes. So yeah, so if you, I don't know if you can find them locally, because I don't know where you are, and maybe it is difficult from where you are to get them. For example, here in Colombia, it is not super easy to find big tubes of professional grade paint. It's super difficult, but you can find big tubes of like introductory grade paint, let's call it that. I don't know, but you can find those for sure, and those are available. They're not terribly expensive. For us, everything is expensive, sadly, but they're not terribly expensive. So you could probably buy those. I would suggest just try to get an inexpensive paint first. And if you like to paint really big, yeah, you can buy those, and that'll be a sure way of hopefully giving you peace of mind that you have enough paint to paint the paintings that you want to paint. Now, as far as as far as thinking that you can get more paint just by adding oil to it, well, it is true and not true. So it is true because oil is what we use to as a binder for our pigment in oil paints. That's why we call it oil paints, because we use these drying oils to as binders. So you essentially just grind the pigment into oil, and that's about it. That's like essentially oil paint. It's just pigment and oil, and that's it. So the reason that we historically used oil as a binder is because it can actually spread the molecules of like pigment. Like if you imagine pigment just being like super clumped up like particles. If you put oil in them, it kind of like stretches them naturally, and the pigment that you're using doesn't lose properties when being ground in that pigment. So essentially that's also true when you try to kind of like, let's say, thin it down with oil. So all these little molecules will just kind of spread out even more, but they'll be they'll still be able to carry the same property that they had as a pigment. So the same sort of native property that they had as a pigment. So that's super cool because it just kind of shows you that it is a very stable way of extending your color, of creating like a color that is malleable enough so that you can paint with it, so that you can move it around, but also that you can kind of extend it and stretch it. It does have its limits. So it's not, you can't just like continuously add oil just to extend and extend and extend like the area that you want to cover with paint, because oil, it's not perfect either. Like all of these things, both pigments and binders, and in our case oils, or resins that we also use for painting, they all have wonderful benefits, but they also have, let's say, points where they're not stable enough. So overly extending like a color with oil is not great, because now you're depending on like the properties of oil to adhere to a surface or to dry consistently. And that's especially a problem. Both adherence and drying times are especially a problem if you're doing like layered painting. So right now I'm going to do a painting that is just one layer of paint and I'm done. But if you're doing like more complex painting, complex in terms of like how that sandwich of paint would behave, that's where you don't want to start speculating about the amount of oil that you had used in a previous layer and the drying times that oil is going to have as compared to the ones that you're putting on top of that layer. So it's super complex. It begins to be really, really complex once you think of layering color and color on top of color. So I would say just get used to the feel of, if you want to paint traditionally, like super traditionally, you can paint with, like these globs of paint that you see in the palette, which is straight paint coming out of the tube. And you can try to thin it down, but not thin it down too much. And I know you'll get a sense of what is too much and what is too little when you begin to paint. But you can thin it down with a medium this is the way I was taught at first. And it's a very basic way of painting, but it's a good way to introduce yourself to paint. And especially to the temperament of oil paint, I would say. You can use equal parts of solvent and oil. So whatever solvent you're using, you could be using traditional turpentine, and whatever oil you're using, if you're traditional, you would be using like linseed oil. So it's a very kind of mayo medium. So it's a very kind of bland medium, but it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. But if you want to use like equal parts of terps and oil, you're perfect. And that's your medium. And then just start your painting, thinning down your paint. So let's say you use way more turpentine and just a little bit of medium, and you mix it in your paint and you thin it down. And then you start adding like, fuller and fuller bodied paint throughout your painting. And that's it. It's super simple, super, super simple. But yeah, don't think that extending paint means that you can just that's a surefire way of just making very little paint be able to cover like a huge space. It can be done, but it's not the best thing to do with pigment. There's ideally like a ratio that you want to use where yes, you can extend paint, but you can also do it in a very stable way, and where you're allowing your pigment to be to showcase like the wonderful qualities and attributes that it just naturally possesses. So, but those things are kind of complicated, and those things will come with time, and you'll be way more comfortable with those things once you start painting consistently. So don't rush, don't worry, things will come in time. So yeah, happy painting.
Dashaun was saying, hey.
Hey.
Hello. Joelle was saying, I don't want to be a downer.
No.
And I'm happy for you both.
Yeah?
But I'm going through a breakup right now.
Oh, dude.
Joel, we're sorry. We hope... Oh, Chili.
No, but
Sorry,
how you doing? And it's the holiday, so it's, super shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to make you feel worse, but I know that it's probably like just really lame that it's not great timing around the holidays. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know what type of breakup it is.
Yeah.
But we hope you are.
Yeah. Just power through it.
Yeah.
Sucks doing it through this time. Hopefully you can surround yourself with like good friends, during this time. So things that are difficult are always more difficult if you're by yourself. So hopefully there's enough people there that you can just be like, hey guys, I'm not gonna bring everyone down in Christmas, but I need some love and support right now.
I would also say that if you maybe don't have people around, which is also fine,
of course,
it's great to like try and connect again with yourself, with the things you loved.
Yeah.
The things that make you happy.
Dude,
and
video games.
Focus on yourself. So that's amazing, and that's something you could do on your own.
Video
always.
Games.
So
they're always there.
Andrés Pinzón.
Play, Baldur's Gate.
Andrés Pinzón dice que chéveres esas pinturas de Sorolla del Hispanic Society. Sí. A mí me gustaron mucho. Max Ignatov was saying, hi guys, long time no see and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Any
same.
new plans for the channel for the next year? Yes.
Channel, we're gonna
for the OPL, because I think it's
So I would say that the thing that we were talking about in the beginning about this sensation of like not burnout, but just this sort of physical tiredness that accompanies a lot of the very beautiful, cool work of traveling and meeting people. And people are awesome. People are the coolest part of doing workshops overseas, because you meet some of the coolest people out there. And for just like this tiny moment in time, you're able to be part of like that little family of painters that are from that city. So it's super, super cool. Like I'm so blessed to be able to have like those moments. Those are amazing. But I also know that it's a little too much for me. It was getting to be like a little too much. So I think I'm only going to do 2 workshops. So this is almost like I've talked to Danny about this.
Well, 2
and I was only going to do
workshops.
Only going to travel for 1, but then this opportunity with a very good friend came up to do a workshop in Spain, in Malaga, and that one's already sold out. And I'm gonna do the Rome workshop, which I've always honored because I love working with the guys over there. I think it's an amazing group of people, super serious. They're good friends. They become good friends. I always think I have a blast with them, and
very
super
organized
nice company. Yeah, I think there's, that I'm sure there's always like dumb little issues about housing and little stuff that comes up that is just part of doing like a 2-week workshop retreat. But aside from the very, simple things that can fix those issues for people, they are usually just perfect experiences in the sense that people are respectful, they're hardworking, they're loving being there. We see some of the best art that you could ever see in the world, which is in, Rome houses some of the most incredible Western art that you'll ever see. So for me, it's always like, yeah, this is a no-brainer to want to go back there all the time. So I'm only going to do those 2. So one's in April and one's in July. But then the rest of the year I'm going to be here because I do miss being consistent, like having like a home. And I think our channel sort of provides that home for us in terms of, even right now, just talking to Danny, but also knowing that I'm talking with Danny to everyone. It's such a cool feeling again. It's a really, I don't know, I miss it. I miss it dearly. And I also think that when I speak like this, it kind of clears my brain. Like my brain sort of pukes out. Well, puking out is a weird way of saying it. But my brain just takes all that stuff that I have inside out. And it's super healthy to do that. Sometimes if you just let thoughts fester, they don't necessarily have to be bad thoughts, but if you just let them fester, but they don't have like a creative output, like where you just can't just like talk it out or think it out loud or paint it out. I think that's kind of unhealthy either. I'm sorry. So I do think we've talked with Danny, and I do think we want to go back to being way more consistent again with all of what we're doing. So that's a part of the channel that we're so 100% going to go back to, and we're going to offer like online workshops, which we did like a beta. It's almost going to be like a year ago at the beginning of this year. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. We offered a couple of courses. 2 courses. One was centered around color, and the other was centered around design, like composition and design.
Yeah, I think it was shape and
design. Was
shape
it called?
and design.
Yeah, but it was more of like a contemporary way of understanding composition and design. Yeah. And contemporary in a way in terms of like the visual imagery that corresponds to like painting, to visual arts, that doesn't necessarily equate to the one that is more prevalent in like commercial work, let's say in traditional illustration work that has to abide by certain, rules, or like, pre-production work for like movies or storyboarding for like movies, which, those composition courses are usually very fundamental. Like you could probably still read composition from like 50 years ago from illustration, and it could be useful when doing like a movie right now. But I think that painting is a little, even though it has its own very set boundaries, because it's painting. It's in traditional painting. It's like this 2-dimensional space that is also acting like an object. So it's very, very weird, but it's essentially like a 2-dimensional plane. So there are kind of structural boundaries to how to understand composition in painting. I think painting can also be super daring in terms of how it understands design, and I think that the course that we did earlier this year, centered around acknowledging the fact that those design choices can be inherent to painting. Like they can almost be like exclusive, if you want, to painting. So it's kind of thinking about designing a little bit more not freely, but a little bit more intent driven, I would say.
Yeah, like targeted.
Yeah, rather than something that has to tell a story, which is usually what happens with composition in terms of like more commercial work, that there's always like a goal to tell like a very specific story, and you just dispose of shapes in a very specific way so that they can visually communicate a story in its most effective manner, let's say. But painting can be sometimes like unapologetically obtuse. It can be super weird Even right now, and this goes beyond painting, but just to give you like an example of contemporary work, like I remember seeing that Dana Schutz sculpture, and the first moment I experienced it, like the first encounter I had with it, like straight on, I was like, oh my god, what a fucking like mess. Like it really felt like a clusterfuck. It really felt like you're just throwing, stuff and seeing what sticks. And I was like, this is a mess. Like, I don't even know how to read this. But the more you walk around it, and I guess that's kind of playful in a way if you think that all these figures are just joining hands and just going around. The more you as an observer kind of walked around it and started peeking through the little interstices that are part of the image, the more I was telling Danny, because we were talking through it like the whole time, we're just like throwing, like we're just kind of, I love when you look at a piece for the first time and you're just like vomiting like the first thing that comes to your
Why
mind.
are you
like
saying vomiting too much?
Because it's like your brain just
like
blah,
you're venting.
blah. Yeah, it's like
the...
I really like that. I really love that kind of first very instinctual way to react, against something like a stimulus.
Yeah.
I really like that. I really love how artists react, which doesn't mean that it's a very intelligent way to react. It doesn't mean that it's the most academic way to react. No, but I think it's super essential to do it, to be like, what the hell am I looking at? And blurt out something.
And try to like dissect.
Yeah, and you're trying to figure it out.
What you're seeing, but also what you're feeling.
Right.
It's
and I think we were doing that. We were just walking around and around. We must have done like tons of rounds, around this sculpture. And we were just like talking and talking and talking and talking. But after a while, I told you, like, I think I'm liking it more. Like, it's slowly unveiling itself. Like, it's slowly telling me how to look at it and how to dissect it and how to experience it in a very weird way.
I have to say that in that case, I liked it from the beginning.
Yeah, you were far more receptive to those pieces than I was. Yeah.
But it took you a little bit of time to like start appreciating it.
Yes.
But you didn't, and it's, as you were saying, it's very cool to see how the brain starts to decipher if they like what they're seeing or not, or what are they feeling towards what they're seeing. So
because sometimes it's like the brain is saying, I'm confused. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very hard ask, to tell me to, like, okay, concentrate on this, but not this, or decipher this. Yeah. So I think that those things are, like, that dynamic is very true for a lot of contemporary artwork, for a lot of contemporary painting. That obviously that's not how, I don't know, if you're looking at a cinematic in a video game, or if you're, watching a sequence in an animation, like, clarity has to be, it could be very abstract in the way it presents itself, but there's always clarity. Like, your goal is clarity because you are telling a story, and you don't want to muddle up a story. You don't want to make it confusing. I mean, there's like paprika confusing, paprika, but that's like an abstract, way of displaying confusion. But then there's like just visual, sort of the confusion that speaks about that you weren't able to visually communicate like a story. And sometimes I think painting says, you know what, fuck it, like, let's make this hard. Like, let's make the reading of this painting, the traversal of this painting, tough. And I love that. But the only way those things work is because there's a reason behind it. There's an intent behind it. And the cool thing is, like, those intents don't necessarily have to be immediately available to you, but you have to be given enough tools as an observer to be able to kind of harvest them. As you generate like a relationship with your image. So that kind of design composition class, I think, tries to acknowledge that this is what contemporary painting, like, it could be very traditional painting, like, or traditionally, I don't know, based painting like the one I do, but it could be like a traditional painting at heart, but that also embodies everything that is happening, or at least accepts everything that's happening right now in terms of like the contemporary painting world. So I do want to emphasize that those are the values that both those courses share, that I think that's where I'm useful at. Because I think that if you just want like a color course, there's plenty of great books out there, and there's plenty of like information out there that you can find super easily on the internet that is very sound, and that's pretty much all you need. And then it's just about making paintings and yeah. But I think what we offer is usually like also a space to sort of find like a critical, ground where we can talk about it.
Because it's like a back and forth
Yes.
of the things. It's not like just getting knowledge, but
Right.
sharing knowledge
Yeah.
and building
Yeah.
things with what you want to do and
Yeah.
what you offer in the workshop.
Yeah, so because we offer like access to Discord, I'm Danny is in charge of like the sort of maintenance of that Discord, but I'm also posting there, and I'm posting my works in progress and talking about them, and I try to also get to everyone's painting. Like I try to have people also put their progress shots, in the Discord, so we can all look at them and all kind of share,
Yeah.
that the making of those, let's say those weekly paintings that we're doing. So yeah, so it's a very, I guess we're gonna go back to our kind of roots of being consistent with the channel, and then we're also gonna
Focus on the
just offer what we thought was a very cool experience, and with the courses that we offered earlier this year. So we're going to offer those and keep the attention on the channel again, which is again it's right now I'm being super inefficient, by the way, just painting, but I don't care. Like if we were going to go back to painting, and I am not at my 100% physically,
you wanted
I promise.
To talk also, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
fine
yeah.
too.
So I just wanted to, go back to talking and painting, but yeah. So yeah, those
and
are
also those
essentially
are,
plans.
oh, because you didn't say the duration of them.
Of the
you?
courses. Oh, so no,
'Cause
we're
it's
we're
not
gonna
like a week.
no. So these
It's
are like
more-
these are 8-week courses.
Yeah.
So these are like proper courses. They're priced in the same. I mean, we're gonna price them the same way we offered them earlier this year. There was a lot of people that were asking for a bit more spots, because I think we opened 11, 12 spots.
I think it was 12.
Something like that. I'm still a little undecisive about that. I don't want to make it like a bigger class so that people feel. I mean, no, I would never do this. Like, if I do something, I always tell people it's because I'm gonna give you the time that you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So I always pride myself in giving every single attendant the time and the respect that they deserve. So always, that's always going to be me. But I'm contemplating what the balance of just having a good number of people is, and something that could be fair for the people that weren't able to attend the courses earlier this year. So the first one we're going to offer is going to be the color one. And we're going to offer it from the beginning. So this is going to be one of those things that's like, hey, if you want to get into it, like we're going to jump into it.
If that was like a New Year's resolution
Yeah,
for
if-
you,
if you want it to be
I
like,
want to paint.
I want to start the year painting.
Just-
We're going to start the year painting, because I think we are programming that to start on the 6th, Saturday the 6th
I think
of
it's
January.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so
we've seen that. Yeah, Saturday the 6th.
yeah, so
So
we are starting the year. I usually like things like that. Like, if we're going to start the year, we start the year. And for the people that are like, oh no, but I'm still, that Saturday I'm still on vacation, what we do is like we record everything and we make it available for
If
for
you
people.
can't
So,
attend one of the sessions,
yep.
they're gonna be in like you're gonna receive the link to visit it
Yeah.
for 6 months,
I mean, we said 6 months for
but
the
it's been like
for the
10,
classes
11
from this
months.
year, but we haven't taken them down.
But for
so.
a minimum of 6 months,
Yes,
you're gonna be
for
able
sure
to
6
access
months,
them,
yes.
and you're gonna be able to access the Discord too,
Yes.
and to send the paintings you do. So it is great.
Yeah,
I
we
think
had
it's
like a
very
super we had like a super good experience with those courses. People were super happy with the result of those courses too. So I think that's what gave us like the sort of peace of mind to say, okay, I think we can do this. But we couldn't offer them, like a lot of people were saying like, when we had finished those, if they were coming soon again. And we were just, I think we, if you go back and listen to some of the lives that we did in the second semester, I think I was saying like, I don't, there's no time to do these and to do them well. Because I could have tried to like squeeze something there just to make, just to see if I could squeeze a class, between some of the workshops.
You
but
couldn't fit the
it
8 weeks.
No, it was impossible. And
So
and I could have asked the people to be like, no, I'm sorry, it won't be this day, but it'll be the other day, and I don't like that. I don't like doing any of that. So no. To do it well, we're gonna again. It means that I'm not gonna be doing some of the physical, in-person workshops, that much. So I think I kind of learned my lesson that I was doing a little too much this year. So we're going to be a little more respectful of the time that I have with with Danny here and with our community also. So because that, I mean, it sounds weird, but I do miss the sort of calmness that doing this, knowing that you're in the company of like a bunch of cool people that are also working. It's, I don't know, I miss it dearly. So I want to get back to that. That gives me, like I said, it's strange, but it gives me a ton of peace of mind, and there's no price on peace of mind. So I think it's one of the most valuable things in the world.
So if someone's interested in the courses, they're gonna be available at our website.
Yeah,
The
we're
spots
probably
are
gonna
be
give
available.
we're
soon.
probably gonna give heads up to people through Instagram. Maybe we'll do like for the people that are more YouTube, they're closer to our channel, to our YouTube channel. We'll post something as a YouTube post. What are those called? Stories?
Yeah, a post, but I
Whatever,
think
yeah.
the posts are just for the people that are subscribed.
Okay.
So maybe we
Well-
could do. I was thinking about a reel, maybe like a short.
Okay.
Little short.
Like a really short reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So
Yeah, but we'll give people like a good heads up, and if hopefully that's something that you're interested in, then that's
it's gonna be available next year. Yeah.
yeah, and again, starting early next year, which is, I don't know, I find that super cool, that it's not one of these things that it's like I'm gonna postpone this.
Yeah, like someday I want to work on my painting.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this, but I'll wait
Yeah.
a little bit till till you kind of rev up to it. No, this is like, hey, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Let's start the year, like
With the right food.
yeah.
Nicola M was saying, "Nice to see you back. I have been waiting for you."
Oh,
And a happy face.
thank
Hey,
you. I've
Nicola.
been waiting all my life.
Thank you for waiting for us.
Yeah.
Prince Barebones was saying, "One Dana Schutz on the registry." Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Well,
just one. I don't think
in
that's
whose
in bad
registry?
taste. Yeah.
Lucas Bononi was saying that show was great. I think they were referring to the Danish Schutz.
Yeah.
Show.
Or
'Cause it was
the
at the
Degas
time-
Manet, maybe? No?
I don't know, because it was in the time that we were talking about Danish Schutz. So
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe.
So let me do this very quickly.
Everything good?
Yeah, I'm trying to translate something.
Okay.
So Fedor Smolin
Okay.
was saying, hello, good day for you. Hello, Fedor. How are
Yeah.
you? Carlos Rial was saying, hello, everyone. Welcome back, OPL. Hello, Carlos. How
Carlos.
are you?
Grande Carlos.
Milan Smith was saying, anybody know what colors are on the palette?
Oh, I made the mistake of not saying anything. So, it's titanium white, yellow ochre, terra rossa, which is like an earth red, raw umber, and ivory black.
And Milan Smith was also saying 75 people watching. There's a dude playing Garfield Kart on Twitch with 10k viewers. I understand that's cooler than this, but 75? Jeez.
Oh, dude, we are super happy with like 5 people watching. That's like, this is fine for us.
Is there a Garfield Kart? I had no idea.
Garfield Kart.
I have to check that out too.
And I mean, that's a Twitch. Yeah, it's a Twitch thing. So can't compete with that.
Yeah. Maybe we could try to do one stream on Twitch one day.
Oh.
One day. Next year.
If
I'll
you
set that
want.
up. I'll set that up, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
To get one view.
Yeah. It's like,
Maybe
Mom,
Liat
what are you
can
doing
go-
on
No,
Twitch?
maybe Liat. No, your mom, I don't know if she knows how to open Twitch.
Yeah, she'll do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe Liat. I know that Liat has a Twitch.
Yeah.
Liat was saying, hello, how's everyone doing? So Liat's back. How are you, Liat? How's are you in vacations? Because I was gonna say how's vacations going, but I don't know.
I'm not sure. Not
No.
sure. I mean, let's see. Traditional sort of work vacations. They'll give you Christmas.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my sister, for example, she's traveling, but she's working while she travels.
Yeah. No.
She
I
does not
never
have.
got more than a couple of days off for Christmas. The 24th, even like the 24th, I remember working on the 24th. They gave us like half day, like after lunch, they told us, yeah, you could go. But I remember like, yeah, it was a work day for
Sí.
sure. It's not fun, but you know, that's work.
Camille O'Gorman
Hola.
dice, hola, congratulations. Muchas gracias, Camille.
Muy
¿Cómo
amable,
está
Camila.
Camila? ¿Cómo va todo? Yatuki001
Okay.
was saying, hi, Nicolas and Danny. Nicolas, I finished painting Death Controls the Battlefield.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can we see it?
Andreas D was saying, hi, too late for me to watch now. I'll check it out later. Have a good time painting/streaming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Sergi Arts dice, hola.
Ah.
Y dice, vi la notificación mientras estaba afuera comprando regalos de Navidad y en cuanto he llegado he abierto el stream. Jajaja.
¿Y qué compró
¿Cómo
Sergi?
le fue, Sergi? ¿No está muy lleno todo de compras ya?
Seguramente
Muy-
es
muy a la
el
víspera
mal
ya
criterio de Sergi de salir a último momento.
No, a mí me faltan regalos todavía.
Mal criterio de Sergi y Daniela.
Cody Winnicky was saying, I will give you a $20 million discount on one of my paintings as a wedding present. Ha ha ha. But you may just want to wait till I die for a free one.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I mean, if it's 20 million and $2 or and $20 or
Oh.
something that we could afford. So if the discount is 20 million, but
okay.
you get to pay
yeah.
$20 or $100.
So you're saying that you would pay $2 for?
No, of course not.
That's,
No, I'm just
that's what
saying.
he's worth.
No, I'm just saying if it's a
Alive.
big discount,
Okay.
then we'll think about it. But
We'll think about it. I'll think about those $2.
um,
It's a
Let's
definite maybe.
Frank Ferrer was saying, "Hi, welcome back. Missed you." Hey,
Thank you.
Frank. Happy that you're here. Marciel was saying, "Just came in for a quick hi to you too." And yes, great welcome back.
Awesome.
Thank you, Marciel. Pavel was saying, "Can a painter whose paintings you don't really like be your teacher?"
Oof. Yeah, I think
I would
so.
say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that when I was in art school,
Hmm.
I had lots of teachers that I wouldn't say I wouldn't like their work, but their work maybe was different than mine, very different than mine, and
Yeah.
I learned a lot about them.
Yeah.
So I would say yes.
Yeah, I would say so also.
Mm,
I mean, well, it's always like a two-party thing, right? It depends on your ability to be receptive to the comments of somebody who perhaps, you know, to your own perception is not somebody who is like congruent with who you are. So you have to decide to be open about receiving all this information from a source that maybe you would think is a little too alien for you. And it also depends on your teacher being somebody who understands their role as teachers and knows that even though that their interests are probably misaligned with yours, they still have the ability to be good teachers to you. Because for any good teacher, you as a student are their best and sole interest. Like your well-being and your development and you challenging yourself is the only interest that you have as a teacher. Like that is what excites you, and that's what moves you as a teacher to push this person. So yeah, I think it's a combination of the person being open plus the teacher knowing how to do their job, I feel.
yeah, and I think we've talked about how there's a lot of artists that we can like,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean they're good teachers. And there's a lot of great teachers which paint, which work. Maybe it's not like the thing that we like the most,
Yeah.
but they're great teachers. So
Yeah, for sure.
me enredé bastante.
Yeah. Bubble.
Which is sí. Let's see. Liad was saying, Pavel, depends on why you don't like their paintings, I would think. Cody Winnicky was saying, Pavel, I paint a lot of skulls, and most of my students are of an older generation. They always shake their heads when they see I've done another skull, but they keep coming back because I'm not trying to teach them to paint like me, but to help them to paint like they want to paint.
Perfect.
So I would say it depends on the teacher, 100%. Mick J was saying, congrats for both of you. I was all ears for today's stream. Thank you, Mick.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. And Mick was also saying, I visited Sorolla exhibit in Dallas, speechless. This year mark his centenary. He is just too good.
Oh, yeah,
True.
yeah.
Liad was saying, silver lining to breakups is that they are, in the long run, probably for the best and a road to a better life.
Yes.
Esteban Suárez dice, estuve siguiendo su arte desde hace varios meses y debo decir que me encanta el estilo que ambos tienen. Muchas gracias, Esteban.
Tan amable, Esteban.
Y dice, ¿hicieron alguna obra colaborativa o intervenida entre ustedes?
Hemos hecho como
nosotros
un proyecto pequeño.
¿Estás hablando de la Visual Correspondence?
Sí, ¿tú no?
Sí, no, sí, y también estaba pensando, o sea, hemos hecho, digamos, en las que yo coso.
Ah, sí, sí.
Pero,
Sí,
pero
piezas
sí,
puntuales tenemos
pero
como...
yo diría que algo donde se ve más lo que tú haces y lo que yo hago
Sí,
es en las visual correspondence.
sí,
Esos están en una lista de reproducción acá, por si de pronto
sí.
las quiere ver. De pronto estoy un poco, eh, ¿cómo se dice? Biased. Fatal yo.
Subjetiva, una opinión
¿Qué?
subjetiva. Pues
Bueno,
no es una opinión objetiva.
sí. Bueno, de pronto estoy un poco,
¿Cargada?
sí, no sé, pero son muy chéveres. Entonces, se las recomiendo. Y Esteban dice cuántos años tienen y cuántos años llevan formándose. Entonces, yo tengo 28,
Y yo
tú
tengo
tienes
46.
46.
Gracias porque ya no me acordaba.
Yo sí siempre me
Eh,
acuerdo. Eh, yo estudié artes visuales acá en Bogotá, en la Javeriana. Nicolás, yo estoy respondiendo por ti.
sí, dale,
Nicolás
dale, sigue.
estudió en Nueva York,
Sí.
en SVA, School of Visual Arts, School.
Ujú.
Y Nicolás fue profesor de una universidad acá por 12 años, más o menos.
Sí.
Y el proyecto el proyecto de Painted Lives como canal, diría yo. Empezó en
Sí.
el 2020, pero lo llevábamos pensando desde hace un tiempo ya.
Sí.
Llevamos haciendo unas como transmisiones de Nicolás en Instagram y fue tomando la forma que tiene hoy en día.
Sí.
No sé si quieres añadir algo.
No, no. Entonces, de formación, no sé. Pues yo estudié del 95 al 99 y trabajé como pintor y como ilustrador inmediatamente después incluso mientras estudiaba, trabajé y pues no he parado de hacer como una mezcla de exposiciones, proyectos como académicos, o sea, ser profesor de facultad de arte o profesor como de talleres aparte. Entonces, eso no ha parado desde que me gradué. Entonces, sí, ya un buen tiempo.
Bueno, me encanta. Lázaro Olier dice, yo nací en el 94 y soy de Piscis.
Gracias, sí. Yo soy Mercurio ascendente.
Yo no sé, yo soy
No, yo
Aries.
no sé qué soy, ¿no?
Yo soy Aries, pero no sé nada más.
Mm, Yo
Y
no
dice
sé nada de
nada
eso.
datos, no opiniones, dice Lázaro. A ver. Julián Rodríguez dice, me alegro mucho de verlos nuevamente en vivos. Felicidades a los tortolitos, muchas
Tan
gracias,
amable,
Julián. Y
Julián.
estamos también muy felices de estar acá de nuevo.
Claro.
Y de estar comprometidos y de estar juntos
Sí,
por
señora.
tantos años.
Suenan como órdenes.
Sergi Arts dice, ay Nico, que no se me olvide,
Sergi, sí.
let me know si te quedarás más tiempo en España cuando vayas a Málaga. Ojalá poder vernos en Madrid/Valencia.
Todavía, no sé. No sé.
No sé,
No,
inclinando no
Sergi.
creo.
No,
No,
Sergi.
o sea, no por Sergi, obviamente,
Mm.
sino porque creo que no.
No, pues mi sueño es conocer a Sergi.
No,
Mi
digo, de
sueño.
alargar los viajes se complica.
Sí, pues por todo lo que hemos. Es que no sé si Sergi estaba en la conversación ahí al comienzo. Pero sí, la verdad es que este año quería era como reducir esos momentos.
El próximo, pues.
Perdón, sí. Debido al ritmo de este año, y en particular como del segundo semestre, Sergi, era más como... eh, no sé,
¿Qué estás diciendo?
no sé qué estoy diciendo. No, que...
Quería reducir los viajes de workshops porque
Sí,
fue un poco pesado este año, entonces por eso decidió que va a ser 2 solamente. Entonces creo que alargar el viaje iría como un poquito en contra de eso.
pero ahí miramos, Sergi. No digamos, no
Nunca
digamos
digas
nunca.
nunca.
Nunca diga nunca, Sergi.
Carlos Rial was saying no
Rial.
workshop in Brazil. That's
Brasil.
sad but understandable. Consistency is super important for me too.
Sí.
Hale End was saying, "Wow, they're back." Yes, we
Who's
are.
back? What?
Joel was saying, "Thank you. We
Joe
dated.
Ellington.
We dated for 2 years. She left without any warning signs or giving me a chance to communicate about what she was feeling. Have you dealt with the breakup? How did you move past it?" Yeah, I think we both have.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not in the first relationship, you're, with the person that you currently are, probably means that you've, dealt with breakups.
Yeah. And I would say that every breakup is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, some can be super amicable and
yeah.
and like both people are like, yeah, we kind of reached the end of this moment of
I
our
would
relationship.
also say, yeah, it depends on how, like, in what state you were of the relationship. And I'm not talking about how how you as a couple were, but where your mindset was at too. Because I think that sometimes you think that you are very into the relationship and maybe the other person is not.
Yeah.
And they just never let you know about that. And then they break the news. And I think it's harder. Or if it's all of a sudden because of something that happens, maybe it's again harder.
Yeah.
But I would say that it depends a lot. And how did you move past it? I think
Time, I feel. Yeah.
I would say that in my case, I'm a person that always, like, I'm not afraid of feeling things. It's not like I'm happy to be hurt, but I'm just very emotional. So if I have to cry, I would cry. If I want to be at home and doing things I love and not being around too many friends, I would do that too. I would say I would, in those cases, I used to listen a lot to what I was feeling like I needed or wanted to do. And what you were saying about time, it's also very true. I think it's very important not to rush things.
Yeah.
Like if you're feeling sad and you want to rush everything to feel good, maybe you would do some things that you would regret afterwards because it was not really what you wanted to do. So yeah, I would just say time and try to focus on yourself a lot.
Yeah. It's never a bad thing. It's never ever a bad thing. I think there's a lot of a very unfair sort of societal shame of people just, being by themselves or
like being sad about a breakup.
Yeah, but just I think it's a super necessary space also just to be by yourself, and to go through all of that on your own, meaning like it in your own terms. If you want to be surrounded by friends, then do that, but if you want to be, by yourself, then do that too. Yeah, it sucks cuz what you're saying sounds like you didn't have like a sense of closure. Because sometimes closure can just be like saying, okay, I get it. Like, I may not agree with it, but I get the reasons why somebody just,
Yeah, like knowing
left.
what happened.
Yeah, but life is unfair at times. It's not like people owe you a sense of closure. No, people don't owe you anything. Like, that's just the world. That's how life is. So many times, yes, it is unfair, but sometimes you're just going to be left with, hey, you're going to have to deal with that on your own. And it sucks, but that's just the way it is. So I would be like, yeah, if you try to pursue this person and see if you could talk just to understand what happened, if they want to talk through it, fine. But if they don't, like, just let it go. Like, there's not, like, answers are not going to be there if the other person's not going to be willing to talk to you. So,
and I would also say that the answer for a breakup can be in you, even if you had a relationship with someone else. If they don't give you the closure, you can try to get that closure for yourself. And I think that's also a very good thing to do. And again, you would need time, but I think you get to be okay with yourself and with the breakup with time.
Yeah.
And to understand that it was not the closure that you wanted, but it was the closure you had. So
yeah, it's tough, dude. It's Sometimes it's just the answer is just like, oh, you know what? It sucks.
And I would also say, I mean, when I was younger, I remember in other relationships, I used to like blame myself for things. So if something happened, I thought it was my bad. And something that helped me, at least a lot, is to understand that it's better if you don't take anything personally. And it sounds weird because it's a breakup, so it of course involves you. But just think that the other person is a different universe that you are. And I mean, the things that they are doing reflect what they want or what they are feeling, but it doesn't mean that you always have to have done something wrong for them to leave you. So if there was not an argument, or there was not something that happened and provoked the breakup, but it just happened, it's not something that it's your fault, or not even their fault, I would say. Sometimes breakups just happened, and it sounds terrible, but it's just how it is. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a part of everything, I feel. It'll you know what? It sucks and it's what everyone says, but dude, it gets better. Don't worry. It'll get better. I promise it'll get better. And video games. So, you know, now you have time.
let's see. Mm, Pavel was saying, I recently was in a gallery.
Yeah.
I saw a painting that I hated so much in every aspect that I was almost angry with the author,
Oh.
whom I don't know.
Okay.
Not literally. Literally, of course. And a happy face.
Okay. That's well, that's how powerful art is, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Can elicit, you know, like a very personal reaction to those things. So, yeah. I mean,
Varun Pant was saying, what are you painting on? Canvas paper?
so this is just paper, like regular paper.
So like a sketchbook paper.
Yep.
And Pavel was saying, it's getting really late in Poland. I have to go to sleep. I'll see the whole stream recording tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Good night, Pavel.
Good night. Powell.
Sergi Arts dice,
Sergi.
ay, qué ganas de mirar los cursos que vais a sacar online. Puede que eso sí que me los pueda permitir. Mejor manera de empezar el año imposible. Jejeje.
Tan amable, Sergi. Sí, son cursos de 8 semanas. Son grandecitos, pero pues chévere.
Liad was saying, for your class on color, what colors do we need for the class?
So it's kind of changing. It's a not so much a palette. It's not so much palette driven in the sense that there is a set palette and then we just work within that palette for, you know, different trying to find a gamut for different exercises during different weeks. No, it's actually like almost starting from zero. I think it's a very core understanding of color. And what I think is like an essential way of looking at the course is that it's very difficult. It's almost like impossible to dissect the attributes of color because, you know, color has like finite attributes. Our current understanding of applied color to painting, let's say, that's a little bit better. It has, you know, finite attributes, but it's very, very hard to dissect those attributes. You know, one attribute of value, yes, it's a little bit easier because then we are void of hue and saturation. But as soon as you think that you are going to speak about saturation or speak about hue, it's very weird not to think about value also. So it's very weird not to think that you're going to have to juggle all these attributes at the same time. And if you add temperature to that, which is way more subjective, characteristic of color, if you add those up, it's very, very difficult to try to find exercises that deal with each of one of those at the same, like, even though you're dealing with them at the same time, that you deal with each one of those in particular for an exercise, or at least you're telling your brain to hone in on one of those, each time you do one of these exercises. I think that's the core of what we're doing. We're trying to dissect something without it kind of like tearing apart. Because again, it's like sort of pulling at a thread in a sweater and how it all comes undone if you try to like solely think of one attribute of color. No, color in the end, the notion of color almost asks of you to be dealing with all these variables at the same time. And that's why color is like incredibly complex. But we do it in a way, or at least that's the aim, we do it in a way where we are doing it step by step. So it is going to feel like a step ladder where you're constantly building up on, prior knowledge and prior experience so that you can now take a step towards, a bit more of a complex understanding. So yeah, the palette, not to say that the palette is ever changing, but just that there's not quite a notion of like a set palette. It's more of things that we can kind of add. We subtract some things from the prior exercise, but we add others, with the hopes of teaching our brain how to deal with all these and in a way compartmentalize like all these little bits of knowledge that have to do with color. And hopefully by the end we realize, oh my God, I'm dealing with all these things now at the same time. And it just makes you, it just makes, again, core values relevant without overcomplicating them. So I think that's probably the best way to approach that. So it's not quite just palette based. I think it's more concept based. Yeah, pretty much. If I could describe it some way, it would be that. Even though that's sounding super vague. I'm sorry. But when we do the exercises, it makes absolute sense. Sí, espérame y hago este pedacito y ya te lo recibo. Gracias, Mil.
Carla Gómez dice, ¿les gustaría transmitir en más plataformas? No, yo decía lo de Twitch como por probar. Como por un día probar. Sí.
A mí no, yo prefiero como tener una constante y ya. A mí se me hace, o sea, para gente que no nos conoce, como la persona que estaba comentando ahorita que pues veía el canal y dice, uy, pero hay como 4 personas con ustedes. A mí creo que a nosotros nunca nos ha importado si hay 4 o 3 personas. O sea, para mí, yo siempre he pensado en estos canales como cuando uno va, no sé, si uno está como con unos amigos y sale a comer, digamos, o sale a hacer cualquier cosa, uno muchas veces dice, no, estoy con 4 amigos y es suficiente. O sea, es como estoy con toda la gente que quisiera estar y uno la pasa feliz y es como, o sea, eso es como lo que el cuerpo o la mente necesitaba y uno no, yo no sé por qué pasamos de esa noción de como intercambio, de tener como 4, 5 amigos, 6 amigos ahí como con los que uno puede disfrutar todo en la vida, a pensar que es que la comunidad ahora tiene que ser una comunidad de como decenas de miles ahí interactuando al tiempo. No, entonces yo siempre he pensado que nuestro canal y nuestra comunidad nunca hemos hecho un esfuerzo ni porque crezca, ni porque como que tenga que ser más grande o tenga que ser más amplia o tenga que tener como más alcance. No, yo siempre he sido súper feliz que si hay X número de personas, pues son las personas que tienen que estar y yo siempre he preferido estar con la gente que tiene que estar acá y que quiere estar, a pensar que es que el objetivo es como, o a sacrificar eso por tener un número súper grande de gente que para mí caería como en un anonimato, porque ya no sabría quién es quién. O sea, si empieza a ser súper grande, entonces ya no tengo idea quién es nadie.
Bueno, pero igual ahí estamos asumiendo que uno va a transmitir en otra plataforma y se vuelve grande, que no.
No, pero muchas veces la idea...
a mí me parecía curioso.
No, pero lo digo solo por terminar. Lo digo porque muchas veces lo que está alimentando ese esfuerzo como por tener otras avenidas para que la gente lo pueda ver a uno, es como querer llegarle a más gente y más, y todo es más. Y a mí se me hace que no siempre tiene que ser todo más. O sea, es como lo que quería decir, que hay veces está bien. Hay veces las cosas como, no sé, muchas veces la gente cuando habla como de cosas cuando comienzan son como, uy, yo estaba ahí cuando comenzó y era súper chévere y la vibra era súper distinta y era todo. Y después se volvió muy grande y ahí es cuando la gente dice, no, pues chévere por esas personas, pero pues ya después es otra cosa. Y yo siempre pensaba en mi mente como, pero de pronto uno puede querer que las cosas sean siempre así. O sea, al final la decisión es de uno si uno quiere que las cosas sean de una forma u otra. Y a mí siempre me encanta, me encanta conocer a la gente. O sea, a mí me encanta que uno pueda decir, Sergio, hola.
No,
Y
pues
que
ya
eso
sí
signifique,
tenemos
pero y que
100
eso
personas
signifique
menos.
algo. Que eso signifique como que uno se ríe porque dice, ah, es Sergi. Y ya, es chévere. A mí eso se me hace bonito. Es
Sí, a
como...
mí también. Sam Cunningham was saying pivot to Garfield content. um, Liat was saying I can help you with Twitch. I stream on YouTube and Twitch simulcast now. And
Nice.
no, I'm working. So they don't have vacations.
Uh, I mean, that's life.
Um, Avinash Singh was saying, hey, just joined. Beautiful painting, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Avinash, welcome here. Yatuki was saying, Avinash, I agree. Camille O'Gorman dice, todo bien, contenta de verlos y emocionada con el engagement. Muchas gracias, Camila. Nosotros también. Nicolás hace muchos chistes bobos,
¿Cuál
pero es
es?
porque no sabe cómo reaccionar.
No,
pero,
ni tengo.
yo sé que él está feliz.
Sí, pues.
Eh,
Nunca hubiera ocurrido nada de eso si no estuviera muy feliz.
Miguel Arevalo Fonseca dice, hola Dani y Nicolás, qué
hubo,
bueno tenerlos de
Miguel?
vuelta, un saludo.
Un
Hola
abrazo
Miguel, ¿qué
grande,
tal?
Miguel.
¿Cómo está Miguel?
¿Cómo le ha ido, Miguel?
¿Qué ha hecho estos días, Miguel? ¿En qué anda?
¿Cómo van las novenas?
Los buñuelos, la natilla.
No sé cómo es una novena en la casa Miguel.
¿Cómo así?
Pues en la casa Arevalo Fonseca, que es una casa muy artística. ¿Cómo es una novena?
Foolish Hon was saying, the painting is looking great. Which other artist inspire you these days?
Let me see if
So
I...
thank you first. Because they were saying it's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah, so thank you first. I'm trying to think of if there's somebody. I mean, I don't want to say new, as in like novelty is more important than, the people that have always been there, like with me. I mean, in the sense of the artist that I carry with me consistently. I wonder. Do you have anyone that I was gonna check my Instagram and I can't because my phone ran out of battery. But I'm trying to think who I've been. I don't know. I was very so. This is sort of out of left field, but I was very Pelling Square. So if you're into concept work for video games, he's awesome. He's freaking fantastic. He's done like a ton of stuff for Arcane. He did a lot of the stuff for Dishonored, the Dishonored video games. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And his personal work is just insane. He is just a genius at composing. He has like this very constructivist, way of composing images now that is like super abstract. But that's probably... That dude is one of the most visually creative dudes I've ever seen, like in like pre-production work and in like concept for video games. And I was super happy to see that he did a couple of pieces for the just like to set like the tone, I guess, for the Blade video game that's they kind of announced, but we're probably not going to see any of that for I don't know how many years. But he did a couple of pieces, and it's super cool to see him also do a more sort of traditional video gamey concept stuff. It's super cool to see him do anything he wants to do, because again, the dude is like a genius. But yeah, I was very happy. It's almost like I like his work in the same way that when I see that Alberto Mielgo is gonna work on something, animated, I'm always like, hell, fucking yeah, that's probably gonna be awesome. Whenever I see this dude doing like concept work, I'm like, he fucking rules. Like he's incredible. It just has, I don't know, he just has like this such a core understanding of shapes and design. Like his design's just sense is so simple, but so elegant and so like intelligent that I fucking love his work. So yeah, so let's say that out of all the people that I could say, I'm gonna say that his seeing him post something that he's working with Arcane is awesome. Is super cool. And as far as more traditional, let me see if I think of. Well, the thing is, like our trips, the trip that we just did with Danny was more traditional, I would say, because it was, the Met, it was the MoMA. We did do. I was hoping to do more gallery work, but I was just for probably like a day and a half. I was super sick, so I was really yeah. No, and it's still kind of lingering, but I'm fine now. Now I can breathe when I'm sleeping right now. But there were nights where I was like fucking dying, and if you can't breathe, a hotel in New York, not the best place to not breathe, not the best place. And in the winter, forget it. So no windows, just like, this. Yeah, I mean, windows, yeah, with a good view of like, buildings, but no windows in the sense that there's no air. Like you can't just crack open a window and let like, cold air in at least to like, I don't know, just hopefully send those viruses off. But yeah, so I was hoping to do more of a gallery run, through New York, but couldn't do that. We had to sacrifice like some plans because of my Flovid. So fluvid. I mean, it has a flow to it, so yeah. And I had like for some fucking reason, I had like it almost seemed like I got into like a street fight. I had like a swollen eye, and I was getting worried. I was like, what the hell is like wrong with me? Because I don't get sick that often, or almost like at all. And I never get anything in my eye. Like I've never had pink eye or mono, or I've never had anything. I've always been like in strangely, I may not look it, but I've always been in good health. Again, I'm not the X-ray of good health, not by a mile, but I've always, I'm always good. So it's very, it was pissing me off to realize that that I had just gotten sick. That it was just like a matter of, hey, sorry, you can't outrun this. Like you're just sick, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was a lot. So, yeah.
Ahí está Camilo Calderón. Hola Camilo.
Oy, Camilo.
Un saludo. No, hablaste fatal, la gente fuera de contexto.
Es que Camilo tiene una voz ancestral, diría yo.
¿Cómo está Camilo? ¿Cómo va todo?
Le mandamos siempre un abrazo muy grande a Camilo.
A ver, ¿qué dice acá? Raimo Galí dice, buenas, ¿cómo fue Varna City?
¿Cómo no? Pero... ¿Varna City? ¿Qué es esto?
No sé. ¿Cómo fue Varna City?
No. Venga, escríbase otra vez, porque no puede entrar saludando así.
Varna City.
Sí, no le entendí.
Pues Varna es una Irish city,
No, no,
pero
no,
allá
no,
no
no.
fuimos. Y no creo que es lo que está
No, yo
diciendo
tampoco.
Raimo Galí, alias Sandalias.
Sandalia.
Camilo dice, jajaja, saludos Daniela y Nicolás. Saludos Camilo también. Cody dice, Liverpool won 5-1 today.
Dude,
Just in
nice.
case you hadn't seen that
No,
yet.
no, I was trying
No,
not to
we
look.
didn't.
I was trying not to look, but good. Good. Off to the semis then.
We missed it.
No, it's okay. It's Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
So,
but we missed it.
I know. But it's good.
Mm,
Thank you for that. I was trying not to honor the live with all my attention.
Jimmy Longlegs.
Okay. Yeah, that's
No, wait
Who-
for it.
yeah.
Wait for it.
Who are
It
you going to
says,
off tonight, Jimmy?
I'd like to absorb your painting knowledge.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
Cell did on those citizens.
What? Like who?
Cell? I don't know what's happening in the chat. I don't get it. I don't know who Cell is.
I'm lost a little bit. Should I be getting this reference?
Sergi Arts was saying that's okay, ya en otra oportunidad, si eso. Y Sergi dice Brasil. Camila Ogorman dice no es cantidad, es calidad. Jam Flip dice hola, what game did you play lately?
Oh, I was looking at my my PlayStation. What's it called? What's the Spotify thing called? Like your year in review or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah. You were so secretive about it, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Oh, the Spotify?
Yeah.
My Spotify? Oh, because it makes no sense. It doesn't matter. It's just super random. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm your future wife, Nicolas.
Yeah. She
Why
doesn't
wouldn't
need to
you
know everything.
Share that.
I know. No, you don't
She
need
doesn't need to know everything? No.
No.
Do you want the ring back?
to.
Why
Okay,
would you
yeah.
say that? No.
No, the thing is you love to know everything. But some
no.
things...
No, because
It's
you're
okay.
putting it...
It's
no.
okay. Some things can remain private.
I know. You're putting it
Yeah.
as if I would be asking
My,
you
uh,
everything, and it's
My
not how
my
it is.
K-pop is my own, okay? I'm sorry, but those things I want to, I want that world to be mine.
Mm-hmm.
No, so I was watching. I think strangely, what I played the most was Final Fantasy 16, which is very weird for me to have for that game to have been the game that I played the most. But what else did I finish this year? Diablo, Ragnarok, God of War, which I haven't tried the sort of expansion, the roguelite, like, I don't know, whatever that is, little free expansion thing that they did. Haven't tried that. I'm gonna try it. I did see a video the other night that I was having I was feeling bad that night, so I think I went to bed like at 7 or something. And I was watching.
How is that different from every
I know,
night?
right? Yeah. What am I
Nicolas?
saying? Yeah. What am I saying? Right. I was watching that like a video that somebody did with all the cutscenes, all the story cutscenes for every game. And I've played every God of War game except that I didn't finish, and I finished them all except Ascension. So I did play Ascension, but I never finished it because I was like, it's kind of boring. I don't know why I felt it was kind of boring, and I think pretty much universally, like, it's the one game that people say like, it's not great. But I played all the PSP ones, or whatever they came for handheld, or I don't know if they came out for PSP or Vita, or I don't know. But I played when they made a collection for them for the PS3. I played those, and then I obviously played the new God of War and the Ragnarok one. But I had that little gap of knowledge. I was like, what the hell happened in Ascension? Because I kind of remember that it was about the Furies, but I don't remember really. So I watched that thing. I watched that video that kind of recapped what happened in that video game. Not a good video game. No, not fun. Not great. Not great. It's just now I remember that it was kind of boring because you fight these stupid furies like throughout the whole game. And I mean that's fine. Sometimes there's like one villain or one thing that you have to fight, or that you're conscious that you have to fight through the whole game. That's fine, I guess. But these things were like the only thing. Like you would kill them off, and it's like I can't die. So it's kind of boring. Yeah, but God of War lore, surprisingly, not great. Not great. You can just I'll summarize it for you. He's
Are you gonna spoil it for
Spartan.
everyone?
No, God of War. Trust me, nobody plays God of War for the story.
Alright.
Well, no. The new ones they started developing a character, but he never was a character. But he's a Spartan, and he's losing this battle, I guess. And then he asks Ares, the God of War. He's like, "Oh, Ares, if you help me, win, I'll be forever faithful to you." So Ares listens to him, and he's like, "Okay, that's your vow, and you have to keep your vow. So now you work for me, and now you're going to be like my killing machine. Like you are going to work for the God of War." And essentially, and then Kratos says, "Fuck you. I'm going to kill you because I don't want to work for anyone. I don't want to be bound to the will of the gods." So he kills Ares. So he becomes the God of War. And then he gets pissed at the whole, pantheon of the gods. So he goes after every one of the Greek gods, and he kills them all. So he becomes, I don't know, the killer of Olympus, of Mount Olympus, which is pretty cool. That's like God of War 3. At the time, it was very juvenile, but it's pretty cool. And what happens after? And then, his character develops. He flees because he's killed every god in ancient Greece. He flees to the Nordic realm, and it's very cool when those two mythologies kind of intersect, and that's like the newer God of War, which is very, very cool. But I like it. I've always liked that video game. I think it's very dumb and juvenile, and you just rip things open and kill everything, and you're just always mad. But I always thought it was like super cool. And that was a gap in my knowledge because I didn't play PS2 games. So I remember everyone, when I went back to gaming, people saying like, "Oh, God of War 2 is fucking amazing." And I was like, "What the fuck is God of War? Like, what is this thing?" And so when I finally got to play it, I was like, "Okay, this is kind of cool." And yeah, so I did play that. I'm probably going to try that game mode, but we'll see. And but I do want to play. I did play Control. Fucking loved it. I loved Control. But I've never played Alan Wake 1. But I've heard amazing things about Alan Wake 2 because I love the lore of Control. Like it's it is so cool. I mean, the game, just shooting and telekinesis shit, it's awesome. But the everything that surrounds the the actual gameplay, it is so fucking cool. So I'm so wanting to play Alan Wake, and I was kidding. I wasn't quite kidding. I've never played anything like Baldur's Gate, but it just seems like such a cool experience. The people that have played it. But if I play it, Danny, we have to get.
Has been played it? What are you saying?
I don't know. What I'm saying. I'm sick. But Danny, it's one of those games that I would think we need to postpone the wedding, 2025, because I think I'm gonna need a year to like play through this game. So, if you're patient with me, we're good. If not, I'm sorry, but you lost me to a game. It wasn't bread, but it was a game.
So when Jimmy Longlegs was talking about sale, that they were saying I'd like to absorb your painting knowledge like Cell did on those citizens.
Like Cell did on those citizens.
Kaizen,
Yes.
wait, because they're explaining.
Oh, yes, please.
Kaizen was saying from Dragon Ball. Cell es el tipo verde que peleó con Goku.
Oh, dude. That is so... I've watched like 3 Dragon Ball episodes in my life. So if there was one fucking reference that was just going to fly over my head, it was going to be a Dragon Ball reference.
Liad was saying...
That was no way I was going to get that. No way.
Liad was saying, so can I keep using my current palette? I just want to know if I need to order new paint. This was when you were describing the...
I think so. You know, it's I mean, we would be working like in unison in terms of like what we need to be focusing in on, but I'm not going to be asking you to buy like super weird colors or anything. So it's not going to be I don't think there's like an obligatory investment. I think that it is very much open to whatever you have.
Miguel Arevalo Fonseca dice, jajaja, no hacemos novena.
No sabía, es que de pronto eran
¿Hay árbol, Miguel, en la casa?
No, es que hay mucha...
En nuestra casa hay árbol, no hay pesebre.
Hay mucha reflexión filosófica en torno a la vida, al mundo, al contexto, entonces era muy improbable que hubiera una novena tradicional. Pero nunca se ha oído un burrito sabanero en el hogar.
No, pues él debe haber oído un burrito sabanero en su vida 100%.
No, en su vida 100%, pero en el hogar. En el hogar.
Liana was saying salud.
Miguel, con esto último, usted que es amante de los LPs, ¿nunca tuvo el disco de los niños cantores esos?
También lo
los
vendían
villancicos
en CD.
De los niños cantores.
En mi casa estaba en CD.
Sí, pero pues Miguel es amante de la música de antaño, de los dispositivos de antaño.
Liana was saying salud. ¿Sí se dice así?
Güey.
From Berlin. Every time I see your videos, pero
yes.
Así escribo. Every time I see your videos pop up on my feed,
Yeah.
it makes me take out my sketchbook. Thank you for reminding me about this beautiful state of working on something nice.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
so nice,
Thank
Liana.
you. Thank you.
Sam Cunningham was saying, yeah, those Blade ones were awesome.
Yeah, he's so cool. He's so fucking good.
Liad was saying, I went to Maryland in the winter once.
Yeah.
As soon as I exited the airport and got hit in the face with the weather, I will never live on the East Coast.
It wasn't...
No,
we
it
had
wasn't
like
that cold, because I have to say, I went to visit my sister in Michigan.
Oh no, it was nowhere near to like, you know, Midwest, upper Midwest lake, you know.
No, there was one day.
Great Lake
one
cold?
morning.
No. But we had one day that was like brisk.
One very cold morning.
One of those New York fucking brisk cold.
And a lot of wind. Too.
Yeah, windy and cold. Like,
yeah.
But I would say brisk. It was just like, one of those that dries up your face like
no, I told
immediately.
You, it gave me a headache.
Yeah, those.
It was very cold.
I think we had one bad day in that sense, but
well, you had like 3, but because
no, yeah, I was, yeah, I had like my New York welcome, like. And the thing is, I touch everything. I touch fucking everything. So
when you were in the subway,
I fucking licked everything.
You had something in your eye, and you were like, "Oh, it's kind of annoying me," and you were touching it, and I was like, "Nicolas, you're touching the subway, and you're touching your face."
No, I wanted some
and
of
you're
those.
like, "Oh, I'm sorry." A minute later, you were touching your eye again.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much you touch your face.
I lick a turnstile. Yeah. It's I don't know.
But we saw a little kid.
Oh, literally, like licking the pole.
The pole
fucking parents.
of the subway.
Jesus
well,
fucking
they had
Christ.
2 little kids.
I
So
know.
they were like attending the other
Apparently,
kid,
they just wanted one. You know, they were fine with one.
and the other one just slid from the pole with his
Yeah, just like you know those videos of people licking somebody's window in
Yeah,
a
it was
car
like,
or something. This kid was like running,
like
like
wrapping the
fucking his
pole
whole
with his
tongue.
mouth. Yeah.
I mean, the kid is probably tongueless by now.
Terrible.
I don't know how you resist, pole germs, New York subway pole germ.
Mm-mm.
Fucking kid must be built like a tank if he. They should
Survive
take
that.
his blood out and make new COVID vaccines because that kid is like immune. It's just immune to like the world.
Yeah. I have to say I was very scared for the life of that kid when we saw that.
Or maybe he's like the answer to everything that we need.
No.
He's like our hope and dream.
No, I'm sure he has something in his mouth today. Like una llaga. I don't know how to say
Like syphilis.
that. Let's see.
I need like a flat color.
You need a what?
No. Because I'm mixing.
Oh.
I'm mixing a lot. Well, not a lot, but I'm just mixing.
It may be the last painting of this sofa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's the goodbye.
Well, I mean, you have maybe some images in the sofa.
Maybe.
It's goodbye sofa in real time.
Yeah, you're right. We're changing sofas because we already got a sofa, but two sofas. We can't have two sofas. There's not enough room.
Sofas in a Christmas tree?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's a good short story. Two sofas and a Christmas tree. But there's not enough space for two sofas in our apartment.
And a Christmas tree.
Yeah. So your parents are super nice.
They have a humongous
They're
box.
yeah,
over
they're
there.
holding on to like a box.
It's a huge box. Have
I
you
know.
seen it?
Well, you've shown me the videos. I don't want to feel even worse for them having to spend
No.
like a couple more days with
No,
it.
I mean, it's not like they're holding it with their hands, waiting
Yeah.
for us to pick it up.
Like Sisyphus.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Catherine Poremsky. Hey, Catherine. Catherine was saying, "Oh my God, I was
Look at
driving my
her butt.
daughter home from college, and what a nice surprise when I got home. Though I doubt you guys will be here much longer." And Catherine was saying, "I had a dream a few weeks ago that you guys were doing a live on my iPad, but I couldn't get to it. I could hear Danny saying, 'Should we say hello?' And then I got my iPad and you had already signed off.
What?
And Cody said, 'Catherine, sounds like a nightmare.'" Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. I
Yeah.
love this.
I think we should end the video right now.
What you were saying about the... No, because the comment was some time ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not like perfect timing
Yeah.
to make Catherine's nightmare come true. No. But I was going to say that what you're saying about the community that we've built and how we can have like a relationship, like a close relationship with the people that are here.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. I'm super cheesy, but I always appreciate that. So, Liad was saying, "Is the game Play of God of War good?
Yeah. Yes.
I started The Witcher 3, and I'm not sure I will make it through it because the action is meh."
Oh no, it's one of the best action games. Like the second one is super cool too. First one has a lot of people feel that some of the things that you have to do if you want to get like everything is a little bit of a filler. But no, the combat is like super responsive, super sweet. So yeah, it's one of the best combats that you'll ever see. When you get the hang of it, just exchanging weapons on the fly, it's fucking incredible.
Liad was saying, "Play Baldur's Gate together."
We could. I don't know if that's the type of game that Danny wants to play, but yeah. So I don't know.
Well, you could show it to me, and I'll let you know if I like it or not.
I mean, again, I wouldn't.
Or if you want to play it alone, you could play it alone.
No. I'm not saying that I would. I always love playing games with you. It really is.
Always.
Well, except stupid
Overcooked.
fucking Overcooked. But aside from Overcooked,
Which I love.
which doesn't deserve to be a game.
I loved it.
No, it doesn't deserve to be a fucking video game. It should never be played by people who love each other, I feel. I think we didn't ask this dude, but maybe they played Overcooked the day before and she was like, I'm out. I'm fucking out.
No, but we have fun playing together.
Yeah. I always like playing with you.
Me too. Yeah.
No, but this is like, from what I understand, and even though I never played like actual Dungeons and Dragons in my life, this is very much like, one of those, like an interpretation, a wonderful interpretation of that. So of playing like, a D&D game. And it has like dice rolls. It has like actual dice rolls, so. Madera wood?
No, coco wood. That is the coco. No sé por qué aclaré. Creo que era
La
muy
mía.
claro ya. A ver. Miguel Arevalo Fonseca dice, no, en mi casa hace años no hay un pesebre ni un árbol de Navidad. No tengo el disco de villancicos, pero sí el de canticuentos.
Bueno.
¿Sabes cuál había en la casa de mi abuela que a mí me encantaba?
¿El del chavo?
No.
Pero creo
Yo
que
te
también
había
lo tenías,
contado
el de
ya.
la chilindrina.
No.
El de Topollillo.
No.
El de... Se me están acabando los discos de los que me acuerdo, lindita.
¿Son 3 palabras?
No, mi amor, pero ya
Es
estoy... No
un
sé.
personaje femenino
Ya menos.
que es un animal.
Heidi.
Mi amor, 3 palabras. Heidi. ¿Qué te pasa?
Hey,
La
tú.
abeja maya.
La abeja maya.
Sí,
Muy
sí,
bien,
sí.
sí, muy bien.
Ese era.
La abejita maya.
Mi
Era
mam-
grande.
Mi mamá, bueno, no sé por qué voy a decir esto.
Mejor no.
Sí.
Mejor
No, era un
no.
chiste que decía mi mamá.
La
Siempre,
abeja maya tira un pedo y se desmaya.
siempre lo decía.
Maya tira un pedo y se desmaya. Eso era todo lo que... O sea, hay gente que no sabe nada de la abeja maya y
Pero se
sabe
sabe el
esa
chiste.
tontería
Sí.
de cancioncita.
Siempre que íbamos a poner el CD, el LP, mi mamá decía.
Sí. Maya.
No, pero ella lo decía distinto. Ella decía, la abeja maya se tira un pedo y se desmaya.
Ah, no, mi amor, yo te lo estoy
cambió.
diciendo.
No, yo sé, ese
Yo
es
te lo
el
estoy diciendo
original.
con
Yo
el
sé, pero
sonido,
ella le puso su
su
bailado.
bailado ahí, no.
No, respetando a tu suegra,
Que no me
Nicolás.
cambien el
No.
intro. No, mi amor. Primero se respeta a Maya.
Además, perdón, pero mi mamá es increíble por saber que era Sankokai. Entonces,
Sankokai.
Leah was saying snow and -10 in the wind.
Dude, no. Nope.
But I have to say I like the cold in Michigan,
Oh, forget it. No.
in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Maybe because I was there for a little period of time.
Yeah.
Because I was
yeah.
like a month there.
Yeah. I think you have to...
Or a month and a half, maybe.
I think you... No.
Yeah?
You?
I-
No.
A month, maybe.
No.
No, because it was long.
I think it was long, but not as long
Maybe
as
a
you think
month.
it was.
'Cause
No,
Yeah,
Danny.
because I remember that I was first in Michigan.
Yeah.
Then
No, and then you were in Chicago, but...
Then I went to Chicago, but I was there for Christmas and New Year, and then I went back to Michigan.
Yeah, that's like... That could be 2 weeks, Danny. That could be 10 days.
No, because I was in Michigan first.
Danny, it wasn't a month,
maybe
but I
3 weeks.
promise you.
3 weeks, maybe.
No. I would have missed you
What?
really badly if it was 2. Ask your sister. She'll remember.
Well, not now. You have my phone, but
Okay, I'm almost done. I'm going to do this, and I think
can't
I'm done.
do it now. So we have to trust my month memory.
No,
maybe 3 weeks.
I've never not seen you for a month. That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, at that time we were not living together.
No, but
But we would
I
see each
still,
other a lot,
I
yeah.
still know for how long I've seen you or have not seen you.
So Cody was asking something
Yes, Cody.
that you are just answering by lifting that. So
Oh.
Cody was saying,
What are you doing? Dude, what are you doing? The fuck?
what?
No, I don't know.
Why
It's
are
Cody.
you mad?
It's Cody. It's like, settle down, Cody.
Cody was saying, when you do the tape on top of wet paint like that, doesn't it pick up paint?
No,
Or is
no.
it absorbed in the paper pretty well
Yeah.
by now?
Yeah. It just, it's a mix of me being careful not to go straight to that edge. So there's a little bit of a gap between that flat bit of color and then the brushed color. What I mean by gap is like these little bits of air that I actually super love. And I think of them while I'm painting. So
Super love.
I super love, yeah. Okay. ¿Y ahí qué pasó? Ah, bueno. So those are thought out. Those are really thought out. I don't know if that's a little too harsh. Fuck. I think it is.
Maybe
Is
you
it
could
too
make it a
hard?
little bit lighter.
Yeah. No, I think I don't mind the value because I wanted like something harsh in that value. But I think it's a little much. Or
No,
maybe I could.
I like
Maybe
it
that's
being
not what I.
very defined.
Yeah, me too. Wait, let me see if.
Wait.
Traveling west.
Pensé en lo mismo. Catherine was saying, Danny, if you ever come back to Michigan, please let me know. That's so sweet.
It's gonna be
Catherine.
Danny on a solo trip. I feel.
Why?
I'm not gonna go to cold Michigan.
Ay, we don't have to go in the winter. So
It's
we have like a
always-
month.
No, it
to
always
go.
sucks. It
No,
always
I'm joking.
sucks.
Well, I
I'm
went
kidding,
there
I'm
to
kidding.
visit my sister when she was
Yeah?
living there, but she's no longer there.
No.
So I would have to. Oh, me pegué con el micrófono.
Okay.
So we would have to go, either you and I,
No. Or what's
or
the-
my sister and I,
Oh, that's a
to
way
visit-
more
her friends.
valid option.
She was there, I think, last year, for a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do. I was hoping to do a little bit of, but I need my red.
And Catherine said it's amazing in the summer. I have to say, Catherine, I really loved winter there. Again, maybe it was because I was there for not too long,
Like
but I
4
liked
hours.
I liked it a lot.
She was like at the airport, connecting flight.
Is that a joke?
Not anymore, apparently.
No, I really liked it, and it was my first time seeing snow, so it was very cool. Because the day I went, like the day I arrived,
Mm-hmm.
earlier that day,
Yeah.
it had snowed.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was like fluffy, delicious snow.
Okay, you're not supposed to eat it, but yeah.
No, delicious is as in touch wise.
Okay. Good over there?
Yeah. Yeah. Chile.
¿Qué pasa, chilangas?
Quiere que la alces, pero.
Yeah, I know she wants to be picked up, but I'm almost done, Chili. I'm almost done. So. Chilangueras.
And Catherine, where do you live in Michigan? I want to know. Because my sister was living in Lansing.
Okay, we're not gonna dox Catherine now.
Well, no, I was just curious, but. Catherine said I. So maybe they.
Yeah.
It's a way of saying I don't
I'm
want to
not
answer
gonna
that.
share any personal information.
I'm right next to Detroit. Detroit, maybe? No, I don't know if I went to.
No, I
'Cause
don't think you did.
No, because we went on train
Okay.
to Chicago.
Mm-hmm. No, but you wouldn't have gone through.
No,
Detroit.
but I think my
Flew?
plane went to Detroit,
Oh, it's like your neighbors then.
and then my sister picked me up, and we went to Michigan because, well, to Lansing
Mm-hmm.
because it was very expensive to fly closer to where she was.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Ira, I think I'm good. I'm done.
I like it a lot, and I think the red
fuck me.
balanced the line.
Yeah,
up
me
there.
too. Yeah. That's that it's very risky when you haven't really use the color throughout a painting, and then you kind of almost haphazardly want to introduce it in an area where there's no context, no real context for it, you run the risk of the color just being so out of place that it's just going to draw your eye towards that moment, and it's just not going to work. But I was hoping that in terms of like, you know, overall design, the painting felt so strangely off balanced that these little, I mean, this big ass geometry, but then, I mean, I think this one happens because this one's there,
But also because of the line.
and
up
then
there.
that kind of slow introduction and very narrow introduction of a geometry that's up there. If those weren't there, then these would look out of. If that wasn't there, then these would look bottom heavy and out of place. And if this wasn't there, I wouldn't have been able to want to search for an open sort of geometric area like this one, which gave me the confidence to then do like a little triangle here of saturation, which is very absurd to have like your most saturated moment in a composition. And this is, for example, this is something that you would always look at traditional composition books. They would urge you never to just have anything of interest that would make your eye fall off the page. So, you know, abstract shapes that would point, you know, to the corner and out, tangents that would meet at a corner of the page, cropping that would happen either, you know, at any of the edges, but especially at the corner of a page. Just the corner of a page is already like such a place that is charged with so much tension that you just don't want anything of relevance to happen there. It just doesn't make sense for an image to have that much attention drawing you, you know, either downwards left, downwards right, upwards left, upwards right, and upwards left. You don't want that. You don't want to stay in the corners of your painting when your image is actually happening in, you know, the 99% of the rest of the painting. And this is one of those things that I was saying, painting is very weird. It's like this weird beast that doesn't quite behave like, or that doesn't quite have to abide by laws that govern more traditional, you know, compositional rules that are governed by more traditional compositional rules, because painting is different. It's just, it's built different, and it kind of like asks of an observer something different than somebody who's just going to look at an image, you know, and has to be hit in the face like instantly, as, you know, an illustration works, or something that has any sort of hopes of being kind of like visually communicated in an effective manner. So yeah, so those things are weird. This would be very, very weird, and I think it does work in the image. There is
100%.
enough of a like subtle insinuation of redness that is, you know, in our focal point, which again, I guess a portrait on its own just becomes like an inherent focal point. So you kind of use the power that's already there in the portrait to say, hey, these things chromatically are going to matter in this image. So you sort of prepare the viewer that red is going to be something that's relevant. But you don't want to cheapen the blow by putting all of that red around here, for example. Because if you do that, then the introduction of the red is going to be like, womp womp. Like, okay, fine. There was a lot of red, and then like a higher key red. But that doesn't do anything. So that's why I kind of graded out here. This is an area that's much cooler in this sort of yellower, earthier coat. And then, boom, that little sort of explosion there. But there's enough abstract elements in the picture that hopefully say, you know what, we're good. Like, we can, like, there's a scaffolding there that can hold up the image, I think.
It's like it weirdly balances the image.
Yeah.
It's like it needed that.
Yeah, and I think it makes it obvious that it's like, hey, the painting is going to smash into the left, edge here, and it's asking of you, just be okay, be comfortable with the image just slamming to the left, and then sort of not even trickling, because it actually juts out to the right. So there's a lot of tension just going from one, edge to the other edge. And then that's why I thought, okay, if we have one tension, let's say in the x-axis, let's also have tension, in the y-axis, and be like, okay, so there's horizontal tension. So let's just create a tense point here, and let's create a point of tension in the bottom also. So yeah, it's an image that wants to be kind of stretched throughout the painting. It's almost like you have silly putty, and you're just like and trying to cover like the four corners of your painting. So I don't know. I think it works in a very abstract way. I think hopefully that intent is communicated, and then in execution that it holds like at least a little bit of a hope of being somewhat naturalistic in the sort of humanity that is expressed with the little bits of color here, and the expression, your expression, Danny. I think I think it works.
I think that too.
Yeah, it's a good way of coming back, I feel.
Camila O'Gorman dice preciosura. Catherine Premsky was saying break all the rules.
There we go.
So yeah, I think we had a great time coming back.
Yes.
We are happy to be here.
Always happy.
We're happy that you guys are here. And
always.
Thank you always for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we'll try to make it tomorrow also.
Oh yeah, so let me see, because Liad was saying, Danny, Nicolas, are you streaming tomorrow?
I think so.
So we think we are.
Yeah.
We hope we are.
Yeah.
We will see you maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. But I think yes.
Okay. Sounded definitive.
No, I think we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's it. If maybe you're new here, we have Instagrams, Nicolas Uribeb and Daniela OCMP. And we have a webpage, which is ourpaintedlives.com.
Yeah.
Where this painting and all the paintings and things we do are going to be available at. And also, as we were talking about the courses, they're going to be available there
or
too.
how are you describing the curses?
Curses.
Yeah.
The curses. The cursed curses.
Okay.
Cursed
Courses.
courses.
Yeah.
So the courses are going to be there soon.
Yes.
If you want to check those out and start the year painting.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. And subscribe.
Okay.
Like the video and share the video.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye.